Welcome back, SethBling here. Let's see, let me make sure. Audio, no. Yes. Wait, hello? Testing, test. Okay, yeah. That's weird. I guess if I point, okay, no, it's good. It's all good. Okay, so here we are in Minecraft. I've been playing Minecraft recently, messing around with redstone stuffs and things. Slimestone and apparently leaves are now useful for redstone. I don't know. Today I'm going to be doing I'm going to be trying to do a challenge that I made for myself, well, and other people too, the challenge. I call it the 5x5 timer challenge. Basic idea is you have a button on the outside of this box and a TNT on the outside of this box, and you want to delay the time between the button press and the TNT explosion as much as possible. So this one is not like the optimal design, but it's an example. It's just a bunch of repeaters. Takes 3.2 seconds. And then this is one I was just working on that that uses the binary counter with observers that I showed last week. Because that was kind of what made me think of this, was like the binary counter has formed a really long clock, but how compact can you get a clock? This one takes like, what is it, 12 seconds, I think. Here, let's just, oh no, I don't want to. Anyway, so I'm going to be playing around with some other designs. And definitely listening for suggestions from you guys, but I have a few ideas already. There's a lot of new stuff in Minecraft, so I'm sure, like, a lot of new stuff since I last played. So I'm sure there's a ton of stuff that I'm not really familiar with that would be good to know, that you guys, some of you guys probably can help me with. Yeah, like I said, I'm trying to do this 5x5 timer challenge. The delay between the button press and the TNT exploding should be as large as possible. Oh, there's no sound. Oh, no, wait. Oh, there probably was. Welcome back. Taking you down here. Thanks for resubbing for 23 months. It's almost 2 years. So cool. Yeah. Okay, so basically the way this one works, yeah, as large as possible but not infinite, because then it wouldn't be a timer. It would just be nothing. It would be nothing. So the way this one works is there's a button that activates this dropper, and then there's like a little hopper clock. These are just pointed at each other. That gets read out here, and then from here it's just a series of binary counters. It goes here to here to here to here to here, and then that's it. So the link in the title doesn't go anywhere. Oh, right, I didn't share it. Hold on, let me get shareable link. All right, I think that probably made it work, but let's see. Yeah, okay, that should work now. Yes, okay, cool. So can you make an infinite binary counter, like loop on itself? Well, it doesn't really make any sense. The concept itself doesn't really make any sense. If it looped on itself, then it would like, you have a clock driving it, and if it looped on itself, then you would have the clock and itself driving it, and so it would just like loop a little bit faster or increase a little bit faster and then overflow. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't really make any sense. So I had an idea. For so there's kind of like what I've experimented with these a little bit. You can see over there. There's some more designs, although I kind of changed the constraints. Like over here, my constraint was like the button and the TNT had to be on the inside of the 5x5 area. So I had the button like here, and the TNT was represented by this upward facing piston. So I changed that so that the button and the TNT are on the outside, because I want to be able to cover this whole thing with obsidian so that the whole thing is enclosed. So it's sort of like a black box, like literally a black box. Welcome back, Greasy Woot here. Yeah, I really dislike that they removed the no ads thing from Twitch Prime. Like, they kind of did a bait and switch with Twitch Prime, because they were like, oh, you don't need turbo anymore because Twitch Prime does that. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of inevitable that they were going to bait and switch us. But welcome back. Hey, Harry here. Thanks for having a Twitch Prime. But I mean, like Twitch Prime is just kind of like free for a lot of people because they already have Amazon Prime. Turbo is still a thing, and it's the only way to get an ad-free experience from Twitch now, because like ad block doesn't even work. So that's cool. Anyway, so what I've learned is there's kind of like, in order to do this, you kind of need like some timer or some clock that like just goes on its own. And then you also need like a bunch of exponential delay beyond that. So that's what this has, right? There's a clock here that just goes back and forth between these two. And then there's an exponential delay in the form of a binary counter. So you want the longest delay on the clock as possible, and you want the most number of exponential delay. And so both of those are things you want to, so either a larger number of exponential delay modules or a larger base for the exponential delay. Instead of binary, which has a base of 2, you could have like, anyway, there's other stuff you can do which has a much better exponential base for multiplication. So what I was looking at though was like, you do something like this, where, or here, I want to, whoops. So okay, so you have like a clock here. Let's see, that doesn't. The problem is you can't do this because you're not allowed to build up here. Like there should be an obsidian roof to this, so that doesn't work. So anyway, you can do something like this though. Okay, so you have a clock here, and so this is a way I came up with of like sort of building the clock into the button press from the outside. Because otherwise, you like over here, I have a button press, and that just goes into this dropper, and the dropper is never used for anything again, so it's kind of a waste of a block. Anyway, so this one is like sort of butting the piston with a button press, and so you like start the timer that way, which is a little bit more just a little bit more space efficient, except that like this clock takes up 8 blocks, whereas this clock only takes up 4 blocks. But this clock also pulses faster than this one. Anyway, so there's all kinds of like weird constraints and stuff. I'm not sure what this like smallest clock I can make is. Obviously, like this one's pretty small, 4x1. Of course, it's 4 because you need a comparator to read the output from the. Oh, there's another design you can do with a regular piston and two observers. It's a really fast clock though. Let me get some observers too. So you do regular piston, observer, no, other way around. Come on. Ah. So, I really hate how hard it is to place these the direction that you want to place them. God. Like, you just have to be at just the right angle. I really wish they would revise the direction algorithm for pistons and observers and stuff. I think it's like there's just no if there's no visual indication for which way it's going to go. You just like have to judge whether you're beyond the 45-degree angle or whatever. Welcome back, JDads1 here. Thanks for subbing for 49 months. Could you use a day-night sensor? I don't think so, because you have to cover this whole thing in obsidian. That is a good point though. That's a good It's a good thing to bring up. I don't think the day-night sensor works if it's, covered like that. I've seen some situations in which it does, but I don't think in this case it would. Like being completely covered by obsidian. Yeah, I moved in with my girlfriend like 8 months ago. No, not 8 months, 6 months. Is there a prize/time limit for this challenge? No, there's no prize or time limit. It's really something I'm just trying to challenge myself with, but I just think other people would have fun trying to do the challenge too. So my goal is today to come up with a few designs I can show and do as good as I can. And I'm sure that I'm not going to be... I'm sure other people will come up with something that's like 100 times... I'm not even kidding about that scale. Like literally 100 times or even 1,000 or a million. Like there's the potential for exponential improvements with this sort of thing. So like if I come up with something that lasts like 2 years, I'm pretty sure somebody will come up with something that lasts a century. Like I'm not exaggerating. I actually think that's going to happen. But yeah, you can't so there's no spawn eggs, so you can't use bats anyway. Like you can't use spawn eggs and you can't use entities. See, like there can't be entities built into it. Yeah, so a hopper clock was something I was playing around with. I have a design right here for a hopper clock that fits into the 5x5 area. It's like these two hoppers, and then these are the two pistons. There's a redstone block, and then this gets the signal around from this hopper. So that is something I'm going to be playing around with, and I actually think that's a really good one to use. Yeah, you can't use... Yeah, you can't use things that are random like that. Yeah, chickens laying eggs, that sort of thing. Just no randomness, because it just makes it like too arbitrary how you time it even. Welcome back, Diggy Dog SP2 here. What you could do is if you have some way of generating entities on top of like a wooden pressure plate, you could use that as a 5-minute delay. So that could be like the base timer. If you can make a clock out of that. Actually, yeah, let's try that. Let's see what we can do with that. I want a dropper. Let's see what we can do with that. Does it have to reset itself? No, it's a one-time use thing. Does not have to reset. Let's see what we can do with this. So there is a slight amount of randomness because like the hang time of the item before it touches the pressure plate is going to vary a little bit. But so we get a dropper into a pressure plate. We're gonna yeah. So what I'm gonna do, I have an idea for this. I think. Okay, I need just some block. For now, I just need some block to block this in. So we have sandstone. Oh, you do need something to read the signal from the pressure plate while still blocking in. Because if any items can escape out of this, then the clock is random and it won't necessarily even complete. Welcome back, Firesaf here. Thanks for subbing for 44 months. That's so long. Yeah, the timer does need to be 100% consistent. There can't be any like significant randomness. You can use arrows out of a dispenser, yeah. One of the rules is there's no starting entities, but you can create entities as part of the machine. Brewing stands could work, yeah. It's a little hard to use brewing stands because you need to, like, it's a one tall area, so you can't, like, suck items out of it. So there's a lot of things you can't use because of that. There's also, like, you can't really use shulker boxes because you would have no way of like, picking up a shulker box if you broke it, that sort of thing. There's a lot of constraints that come with the one tall area, and it kind of conveniently reduces a lot of options for things that would be potentially kind of broken. Observer counting lava disappearing updates. That could be interesting. I don't think that's random, and but it can take up a lot of space, right? I think that would take up a lot of space. Anyway, so I'm going to work on this real quick. So we have... so like let's try this. Let's grab some redstone dust and just see what this does. So this is gonna pulse a couple times. Let's just drop in a stack of redstone blocks. So we have a button. So here's our base clock, right? Oh, hold on. Let's actually cover this. So it should be covered. Actually, I'll actually just use obsidian. So this should be, the whole thing should be covered with a ceiling. So let's just make sure that, yeah, there's the item in there. So what'll happen is that'll take 5 minutes to despawn. And then after 5 minutes, the observer, it'll despawn, the observer will trigger, or the pressure plate will come up, the observer will trigger, it'll spit out another item, the pressure plate will trigger the observer again because it'll get pressed. And so it'll spit out a second item. So this is going to do 2 items per cycle, but it'll be about 5 minutes per pair of items. So this is already like quite a long timer. Let's see, where was that? Oh, welcome back, DiggyDogSB2 here. Oh, sorry, welcome back, Blockteen here. Thank you to DiggyDogSB2 for gifting a sub to Blockteen. That's really nice of you. And grats Blockteen. This system okay for Minecraft server? I'm not sure what you're asking. How much horizontal space? It's 5x5. This is called the 5x5 timer challenge. So yeah, this will be, yeah, let's see. I should just leave a calculator up. Like, I'm gonna do this. Add source, screen capture. Let's leave this calculator up in the corner because it's gonna be useful, I think. And I can actually probably make this, I don't think I need to, let's see. So I want to do, so what is it? It's 64 times 9. So that's the number of items that fit in there. But we're only using every other item. And then, so 1440 minutes. So we're already at 24 hours. This is 1 day. This clock lasts 1 day. And it takes up a very small amount of space. This is actually really great. We're gonna use this. This is how we're gonna this is the base clock. Oh man, that leaves so much space too. Wow. Oh, I like this. Then well, like, so like, what if we just did this? So binary, just like a straight up, like straightforward binary clock. And we put an observer here. Or not, yeah, it doesn't matter if it's an observer. No, it does need to be an observer. And we would want to put that like here. So now, let's kill addy type equals item, distance equals ... 5. So every time we do this, let's do 15. Oh, it didn't trigger. It needs to trigger it every single time, doesn't it? Okay, never mind. This does not work. All right, that's okay. So let's. I want to use a different block than that. Let's use sandstone, just so that it's a little bit easier to see. So okay, let's start this again. Cool. Cool. So yeah, this is just a way of forcing the timer. Okay, cool. So if you have 2 waters flowing each other and drop an item in, will it move back and forth between the collision point until it despawns? I'm not sure what that would achieve. Moving it back and forth. This is already like a really good timer though. Oh, you know what though? Hold on. This is not quite good enough because we actually have to detect when this thing... No, we don't have to detect when this thing... Wait. Yeah, this is not useful. What am I doing here? How do I actually use this to build a timer? Like if this was my only thing, I could just detect when it runs out. Okay, I'm not sure this is that good actually. So okay, let's do this. Let's just do a thing where we detect it when it's empty, and we'll see like what kind of time. But you can't actually use this in conjunction with other items, with other like blocks, or whatever, because this is going to trigger every 5 minutes. You kind of can. But like really the 5 minutes time, like the 24 hours thing is just like kind of a hard limit on how long this whole thing can last in general. Okay, so anyway, let's just build it real quick and then see what we can do. So we do an observer on the side, but like the whole clock is just going to stop running after 24 hours no matter what. Oh, unless we don't have it trigger itself. Unless we have something that takes a long time to trigger it. So this is like sort of a recursion thing. But it just adds 5 minutes to the recursion. It doesn't multiply by 5 minutes. So yeah, this isn't that good actually. I mean, it's 24 hours, which is nice, but like it's I don't think this is going to end up being used in like a really good design. Anyway, so we just use a comparator to get the output of this, and then an inverter, and that's kind of it. So this doesn't need to be too fancy here. Let's see, get a torch, and whatever, sure. So this we fill up. Oops. Let's see, who was that? Wait. Oh, cool. Whenever I open the calculator, it'll come up. Nice. Okay. Welcome back. Nemesis Moore is here. Thanks for subbing with Twitch Prime. Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, you could just fill the rest of the area with hoppers. Yeah, okay, that's a way to extend it by a lot. Yeah, okay, all right. We'll have to rearrange this. Okay, so let's actually try and optimize this a little bit. I was thinking, you're right, that's a really good idea. Of course, we can't use like chests or anything because there's no way to insert chests into a hopper chain. So let's think a little bit harder about how we want to organize this then. So we need the button to be next to the dropper to start the whole chain. We need a comparator coming out of the hopper with an inverter. Let's oh, you know what? What we can do is put an observer here. Whoops. So comparator coming out of that, and then an observer just like right here. Or I guess it doesn't really matter which direction. It'll be facing the TNT. No, it has to be this way. What am I? Yeah, because it has to detect changes to this. So basically, we fill this with the items first, and once it's completely empty, then this will turn off and the observer will trigger, and so we put the TNT out here. Okay, so then we need a clock. The problem is we need a clock. We also need the hoppers to feed into it. So what can this look like? So we have a hopper feeding in. Let's get that pressure plate back. We need an observer next to the... It's actually going to be tricky. Oh, no, you know what we can do? I've got it. We can actually put a block between... This works, I think. This will still read from the hopper. Let's just verify. Yeah, it's still reading from the hopper. All right, and then we can, I think we can do this. And then, yeah, we have the observer reading from the pressure plate. So, and then, like that. No, I need a. I think I just need to put an observer here. Will that trigger twice or once? Okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. So this is probably not as compact as it can possibly be, but it's pretty good. These only have 5 slots apiece, but that's okay. Yeah, we had snow. If you saw on my Twitter, there was we made a snow fort. It's pretty great. I need to make sure none of this is like powered permanently. I don't think so. So this is the end. Like, let's make sure this makes it all the way over here. Oh, this one's powered. Ew. Okay, that's not quite gonna work, huh? I didn't think about that. What do I do about this? We're reading the output from the dropper right here. This comparator is reading from the dropper. It's not going to be powered when the item disappears. You're right. That is actually a good point. So that it's getting trapped here, but once the item disappears, it'll have plenty of time to filter. Okay. Yeah, perfect. And so let's actually like fill these. And like just make sure that it's flowing along correctly. So then when we do this, it's full, it's not full. Oh, that's actually a problem, that it doesn't have enough time for 2 items to make it through. Oh, is this one powered? Wait. Oh, because this one's full. There might be randomness to this, because that time I think 2 items did make it through. Oh, no. This is just, it's just that this freezes. Okay, so this dispenses, which freezes this, and then 1 flows in, and then it shoots another, and another flows in. So it's like, it's working actually. This is fine, yeah. Daylight sensors don't work if they're underneath a roof, do they? Yeah, there's supposed to be a roof of obsidian here. Okay, so let's just make sure real quick. Oh, that is a problem. If 2 items get dispensed off to the side there, let's just see, like, yeah, okay. So this is a problem. The hitbox of this hopper. Because if 2 items get dispensed off to the side there, then it's gonna break the loop. What can I do about that? Is there anything I can do about that without like changing the design very much? Oh yeah, if I made it a dropper, that'd work, because it's getting. Yeah, okay, that's a good idea. That's a really good idea, and it'll actually increase the capacity too. Okay. So let's fill this up real quick. Oops. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's a really... No, that's not quite gonna work, because now I'm only gonna get 1. Okay, so here's why it won't work. This outputs 2 every time, whereas this is only gonna output 1 every time. And so this is eventually going to empty out, or maybe, I guess this one. Like, we have 62 in the bottom stack here, now we have 61. So this one will eventually empty out. And And now then this one will empty out. I don't need to output, but it's kind of a consequence of using observer. Is there some other way I can get the signal from this pressure plate? Oh, repeater on 4 ticks. Well, that I don't think that'll work, but we'll try it. Whoa, what was that? It's doing 3 now. It's even worse. Interesting. I think it's because the pressure plate itself is triggering the dropper. So that's even worse. Is there some way to get this to only... Wait. Yeah, it was on 4. Yeah, I was on 4. Is there some way to get this to be only a single... single pulse to this? That would be great, because it would both double the life of this and allow this dropper to work. Can I use string instead of a plate? I probably could. I don't think that would change much. I guess that would, like, well, it would, for one, prevent this dropper from firing. Yeah, I can't put redstone dust here because then the items will overshoot, or here either because it could go off to the side. I need like a full block next to this pressure plate. Is it? No. So the reason. No. So the pressure plate will power the dropper, but that doesn't help. Oh, the mic changed. Hold on. Okay. I think it's back. I've been having this problem where when I'm using a program that actually reads from the microphone, I don't know, just occasionally the mic just stops working. It's really annoying. Anyway, the pressure plate needs to be, like, the signal needs to be inverted from the pressure plate, right? Because you want it so that when the pressure plate gets depowered, that it triggers the observer. The observer triggers when the comparator changes signal strength. Oh, no, it doesn't. That's not true. I thought that would be true, but it's not. So let me just prove it to you. Sure, I can just put another dropper here. So let's fill this up. And then let's put one item in here. And I'll start here. I'm taking out a stack. Here's another stack. Another stack. Notice there's no boop, 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 beep. Still nothing. This is still in there. Boop. Pop. Oh, what? Okay, I forgot. Oh, plus I need an observer. Hold on. Okay, that was what? Okay, then I have to fill this back up again. Okay. There goes a stack. Another stack. There's still an item in there. Ba-doo-ba-doo. Shoop-ba-doo-bop. Boop-ba-doo. Bop. Yeah. I don't know if they changed it, but, like, I guess the observer only has an on or off state, and whatever is on the other side of the observer is responsible for actually changing state. So, like, basically it's like you have a redstone dust here, an observer, whatever, an observer here, and a dropper here. Whenever there's an update to this, it, like, this thing decides whether it's turning on or off, and it propagates a change to whatever's here. And then whatever's here is responsible for going over here and reading the, like, input strength. And so the observer just turns on and off, or the comparator just turns on and off. Anyway. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. The observer, like, the comparator must track its state somewhere. Like, Powered false is the only, like, powered true. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why exactly it, like, but you can see here, there's, like, in the block data on the right, over here, there's nothing. This is what will determine if there's an observer update over here. If something here changes, then that'll cause an observer to trigger, but it's just powered or unpowered. Okay, so I'm back to like reading suggestions for how we can turn this into a single pulse. Five minutes are up. Or some way we could double the pulse here or something, but or another full block we could put here that would I don't know about that one though. No, letting only one item through is not okay. This will empty, but like long before all of these have a chance to fill it up. This is going to empty, and then this will empty, and then it'll be done, and this will trigger. Sticky piston. What about a sticky piston? Shoot an arrow into a wooden button. Huh. That's actually kind of cute. Let's try it. Well, what would that do? How would that work? So you would need the wooden button to be like, I don't think that would work with the way we have this set up. We would have to try something else. Because we need there to be a solid block here and not a wooden button here, and we need this solid block to be here so that we can both get an input signal to. So like, oh, I guess maybe you could do it. Huh? No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how you would do it without like. Yeah, I guess you could maybe remove a bunch of these to get the signal in. No, it's not that the arrow despawns after 1 minute. It's just a way of creating a longer pulse so that the thing doesn't fire twice. So the first arrow triggers the button, and then use a piston. How does a piston help? Okay, what I could do, there is actually something I could do with a piston that I can think of. It'd be like, you put this here. So this is going to trigger twice. Okay, so what about like, no, but then this will still trigger twice. Yeah, we're trying to get it to do only a single pulse right now. Doom in a box. To spit out a single item at a time. Replace the observer that detects the pressure plate with a repeater with delay. I need a solid block here. Otherwise, the item won't land on the pressure plate. I need a solid block on all sides, and I still need to detect if the pressure plate's changing. And you can't... I don't know of any block that does that other than an observer. Okay. Oh, yeah. So what if I did it like this? That could work. It's a little bit, takes up a little bit more space, but... And then, no, this still doesn't... Because I still need to get the signal into this while having a full block here. Oh, actually, a no block might work. Or like a lamp, redstone lamp. If I can get a signal, like... a power signal into this redstone lamp. How would I even do that though from here? Because redstone lamps like have a certain amount of delay before they can turn on, like turning on and off. Oh no, this is still triggered twice because it's still gonna turn on and then turn off. You need something that like is toggling every time it gets a pulse. We need a T flip-flop is what we need, which is this. Hold on. So maybe this is the right thing to do. Maybe it's like this. No, because it's still going to get 2 pulses here. Oops, that didn't. You need something every 4 times. Like, this needs to trigger every... This is really, like, confusing. Place the pressure plate in the corner. Then I can't read, like, I can't both put a hop... Like, I'm trying to get the hopper into it. I'm trying to read the item from out of it, and I'm trying to also power it. So I need at least 3 sides of this thing visible. If I move it in, I would have 4 sides visible. That might help. But I would allow for fewer droppers probably. Let's try moving it in real quick and seeing what we can do with that. It's not okay. No, it's not okay that it's doing 2 items at a time. Because look at this hopper. This hopper is unfilling, even though there is like plenty of items that are trying to get into it. Every time I do this, see, look, it's at 46. Now it's at 45. Every time I do this, I lose an item out of here, and eventually this will unfill, and then this will unfill, even though we have this whole line of hoppers leading in. So it's not okay that we get 2 pulses here, unless we also get 2 pulses here. We need the hoppers to fill up at the same rate that this is dispensing items. Yeah, I might need to try moving the design in from a little bit, like. So if I like, let's say I had it here. Maybe I even want it just like right in the middle. Let's try it in the middle for a sec, just so that I can just see what it would be like. So we need this here. We still need an observer, or an observer reading the output. We also need, what do we need? So the 3 things are observer, hopper, and input signal. Okay. So the input signal can come, oh, this actually frees up a lot of space for input signal, huh? What? Why didn't that go over my hotbar? Okay, so we get the input signal here and reading here. So far this should okay, so this does 2 pulses a piece. Yeah, okay. And then what, we can put the button right here. This is actually fine. So let's say let me just turn it all off. So that's how you can turn it off. So you can start it from the button. That'll start the cycle. And it will continue itself. Okay, cool. Okay. So this is pretty good actually. Then since the hopper is so available, in fact, we can move this whole design over by 1. And yeah, okay. This is pretty good. I think we just needed to rearrange things a little bit. Let's just move this over. And get rid of this stuff. And then the button needs to go here. Whoops. So we're still shooting twice. That's okay. This doesn't need to be here. I think we're gonna waste this space. And then we need just hoppers all the way in. Oh, we need the comparator. Wait, we still need the comparator. Right, but that's okay. So yeah, so we are gonna waste one block here. Man, I just... Okay. And then so the TNT can go right here. And then the hopper goes in here and we sort of fill in snaking around it. So what do we do? So we go around here. Oh, and then it's like, okay, yeah, I think I see what how you fill the rest. So it's like boom, boom, boom. Yeah, there's nothing here that will get powered continuously, right? Yeah. Okay. And then from here, this corner should go all the way, oops, all the way into here. Hold on, let me just, yeah, 50, it was 57 a moment ago. Let's just try it again. Yep, okay. Okay, and then let's just make sure. Wait, what? Why didn't it spit out another? I'm not really sure what just happened. I don't know why it didn't spit out another item. Oh, this. I think the pressure plate's broken. Why did this pressure plate break? Does anyone know why this pressure plate broke? Like, that could be an obstacle. If this isn't going to be reliable because the pressure plate's going to break. Oh, yeah, I did move it with Bling Edit. That was probably it. Yeah. Okay. So, here, I can turn the whole thing off like this. So there shouldn't be an item in there. Yeah, there's not. So, let's just, like, verify... Yep, so we're at 48. 46. Okay, cool. Cool, okay, so I can just turn it off by standing here, I think. This is it. It works. Whoops. Oh, I went in the hopper. All right. Yeah, whatever. I guess I'll just... Oh, can I just... What's the fastest way to fill this? The last one also works and is way longer. This does not work. This one does not work. This is going to empty out over time. Oh, there's probably a command I could use to fill the inventory of these, like a data entity, whatever, data set, or like a replace. No, what is it called? There's something that lets you set inventory items. Data merge, yeah, that one. I'm just going to fill it up and then we'll calculate how long this takes. Is there any... All right, I'm gonna have to wait, I think, a little bit for it to sort of like all the items to filter through and then land where they're gonna land. Hold down mouse wheel, that's a thing. Let's see. I guess I already filled them up. Okay. Hold on. So if I do like this, oh, it does work. Oh, that's cool. Neat. You learn something new every day. All right, cool. That's gonna actually be really useful to come. Okay. So, and then I need to put a TNT. Where does the TNT go? TNT goes right here. Cool. And then this is still filtering through. So let's calculate how long this takes. So how many stacks do we have? So there's 15 hoppers and a dropper, right? Oh, I got a sub. Let's see. Welcome back, Demand159 here. Thanks for resubbing for 4 years. Whew. That's a while. Thanks, man. You the man. Welcome back, Acidic Venom here. Thank you for subbing with Twitch Prime. If you weren't aware, Twitch Prime is a feature that comes for free with Amazon Prime. So if you or your family has Amazon Prime, you can link your account, get Twitch Prime for free, and it allows you to subscribe to one streamer per month for free. The streamer still gets the money, but it costs you nothing. Just putting that out there. Just saying. Control pick block. Oh, yeah, because then you can... Oh, that's smart. Okay. Yeah, I forgot you could do that. Control pick block. Welcome back, Enche here. Thanks for subbing with Twitch Prime. Okay, so let's calculate this. We have 15. So this is how many stacks plus another 9 stacks. So that's how many total stacks there are. Times 64 items per stack. So that's how many items are in the system. Divided by 2. 2688. Oh, welcome back, Bot Potato here. Thanks for setting up Twitch Prime. And welcome back, Conrad Owatz here. Thank you also for setting up Twitch Prime. That's how many basically times this dispenser is going to go. 5 minutes a piece. 24 hours. So that's how many minutes? 13,440. Whoops. Not tight. That's okay. Divided by 60 to get hours. 224 hours. Divided by 24 hours. That's 9.3 days. Not too shabby. It's a good starting place. It's a good starting place. We can do better though. I know we can do better because this is all like linear addition. So here's what I'm thinking. This is a really cool mechanic, and it's neat. It's like cool that you have a 5-minute timer here, but you can't really use this in conjunction with other systems. Welcome back, Hun SW here. Thanks for subbing with Twitch Prime for 9 months. Sub baby. So if you want to use this as an input to another system, you have like a 5-minute base timer. And then, so let's say you had this going into some other thing, like a dropper that was dispensing items until it was empty. So that's going to happen every 5 minutes. But like this already does something every 5 minutes and like counts until something's empty. Basically, the fact this isn't like repeatable forever means you can't use this as like in conjunction with anything else. Like if you have something that has a really long timer that feeds into this and like only spits out an item every like, so let's say you had something that like lasted a day and then told this to only spit out an item every day, then you'd only add 5 minutes onto the timer as part of that cycle. So that doesn't really help. And then if you want to use this to feed something else, so you like every 5 minutes you tell this to spit something out that like counts, it wouldn't help because this is still gonna Trigger every 5 minutes. Basically, this doesn't do much, other than just being something on its own. I haven't tried chained ether clocks. So, well, I kind of have, actually. So over here, I have this flat design that fits into a 5x5 space. So the... oh, wait, this isn't the one. Where is it? This one, okay. So I assume this is what you mean by an ether clock, right? It's two hoppers facing into each other. One is full of items, the other isn't. You have a T flip-flop that toggles which way the items flow. And so every, like, few minutes, it's like 3 minutes or something... yeah, basically it's this clock. So I already have this built out, right? So this isn't filled up. This only has like 15 items, but every few minutes, this clock will flip direction. And we can, so this one, since this one lasts forever, you can use this in conjunction with some other counter. And it's pretty good. So, yeah, so let's actually go over here. So I built this with different constraints. The button and the TNT aren't on the outside, so the button's right here. And this piston facing upward represents the TNT. Originally, my challenge was going to be with those things on the inside, but I actually want them on the outside, so... oh, right, I was going to label this. Hopper... Whoa. What's happening? My game's frozen. Oh. Hopper chain with item despawn. 9.33 days. All right, so let's go ahead and build this thing. So I need hoppers. I need comparators. Actually I probably needed that repeater and some redstone dust. I need regular pistons, I guess. No, you want sticky pistons for this. So let's build my design. So you have a sticky piston here and a sticky piston here. This one you have to read this direction. There just isn't enough room for the normal design. I do have two comparators in the hopper. Let's just free this up so that when I decide that I want to use it, I have that. Then we have a little inverter here. We need a redstone block. I wish the hotbar was bigger. Whatever, I don't need pistons anymore. This one needs to do that. So I think this works. I put it on the wrong side. Why isn't... Oh, I'm not supposed to invert them. Right. I'm not supposed to invert them. It's just supposed to be... There we go. Okay. It's like a little game of tug of war here. So this one's pretty cool because... it repeats infinitely. And it gives us a fair amount of space here. I don't know. There might be a way to compact this a little bit more. I just need the comparator signal to get over here, but I don't know if there's a reasonable way to compact that. So, no, there can't be, you can't put any entities in your starting configuration. And there's an obsidian roof. I guess you could spawn an entity in the roof. But I don't know I don't know why that would be useful. Maybe you could like drop, like, I guess you could have like a dropper facing upwards, and so you have that drop like a hopper minecart, and then you like dispense items into it. Like, so theoretically maybe that could be useful, but I have a hard time seeing it, but it's allowed. The piston on the right is useless. It's not. It looks useless, but it's not. It prevents this thing from extending. So let's crank up the timer on this a little bit. So currently both sides are powered, and so this one wants to extend. So the only thing stopping it is this extended piston arm. Welcome back, Raul Marine Rojas here. Thanks for 7 Twitch Prime. But yeah, so like if I removed this piston, this thing would be extended right now. But same for this one and this one being extended right now. So you actually need both. This is the T flip-flop design thing. You have to invert both signals? No, you don't want to invert either signal, I don't think. It's using all the items. Yeah. Look, this is going to empty out completely, and then... yeah. Okay, so then what I played around with from here was... oh yeah, so also to... the way to make this... like startable. Let's put this right here, and then need a sticky piston here. So you move all the items into this, and then so now, wait, whoops. No, I guess you. Oh right, no. You want all the items in this one. Okay, so you have all the items in this one. This one wants to extend. This one's not extended. If I break this block now, this piston will extend if it receives an update. So we can do this going either direction. But for now, let's just put down a button. Because I don't know which side I want it to start on. It probably doesn't matter that much. So then we can, so like there's a lot of blocks now that are going to trigger every, how long does this last? I'm not actually sure how long this lasts. It's like a couple minutes though. So then we can just use a dropper. So here's the basic design principle here. Use a dropper and a comparator. And this thing is just full of items. And just an observer here. And so we still have a lot of extra room, so there's got to be some way to like... Anyway, so let's actually remove the items, a bunch of the items. Let's not make this clock last so long. That actually caused an update, that's fine. And you can put a... let's get a regular piston. So basically, this is how I can mimic a TNT without it... actually exploding. But yeah, so this over time empties the dispenser or the dropper here, and we don't really care what happens to the item. But yeah, every few seconds. Right now it's every few seconds, but it'll be every few minutes. An item gets depleted from this, and eventually this will be empty. The observer will trigger, and the TNT will go off. Take out one more item. So that's what it looks like. Okay. So you get the principle, right? Is there a way to make this last longer? Like we could double the time by adding like a binary counter piston thing or something like that. I don't know if that's useful. I don't know if that's useful. I mean, it's definitely useful. It'll double the amount of time. But is there something better we can do? Can we like... I don't know. Is there some other like repeating like timer that we can have that's triggered on pulses? Oh, I guess again we can feed hoppers into this. That'll multiply the amount by like a few. More hoppers in the clock. More hoppers on the clock is kind of hard to use. I guess it's not that hard to use. But like it'll also linearly increase the amount of time. Like if I double the amount of hoppers, it'll double the amount of items, which doubles the time. But it won't like I can do the same thing by just adding 2 hoppers onto this, right? 2 hopper clocks with different timings and wait for them to sync up. Ooh. Oh my god. Yeah. Lumarath, that's brilliant. If you have, in fact, you could probably do, like, oh, can you fit two into this space? Okay, we're gonna do this one first, and then we're gonna do that one because I think that one is gonna be the winner. I think that one's gonna be an insanely large clock, like amount of time. Basically, you have like an AND gate from 2 observers or something. From desynced. Yeah, sure, Fly Monster, you get credit too. Everyone who said it earlier but was ignored gets credit. I can't read everything. There's a lot of comments, and I'm also trying to focus on this. So don't be too sad. All right, so I like that idea a lot. All right, Brams, you get credit too. Okay, but first let's just finish this off with like a little hopper clock. Or not clock, hopper chain. Right, so what I want to do is fill this with TNT, or whatever. Fill this with items, and then control click. Oops. Need to fill it with items. Oh, it's still unfilling. I thought it would... Okay, well, I just need to do this then. Yeah, that's a cool little thing. Okay. And let's make this timer longer too, so that it's not... whatever. Okay. All right, it's full. Okay, so then we control click, right? Yeah. And then if I do this... Yeah, sweet. And then, so these will be like, all I need is for one item to make its way through this chain every time this clock cycles. So it's okay that these are powered sometimes. As long as they don't interfere with the rest of the redstone, which I don't think they should. This is all good. Daylight sensors won't work because part of the rules say that it's supposed to be covered with a ceiling of obsidian. So daylight sensors aren't gonna do anything. Yeah, we're talking. That's what we're talking about. Liquid block is having 2 coprime numbers as the clock intervals, and then using an AND gate to get the result, or maybe even more than 2. You could probably do more than 2 if you use smaller clocks. Okay, well this is done. The only thing I need to do is count. I need to count this timer. I don't know how long this timer lasts. Oh yeah, also I can probably... Oh, these are already at 4 ticks. Okay. Just for like a slightly increased delay. This is going to take a while to count. What I'll do is I'll count it for a single stack and multiply by 5. Whoops. You know what I need to do is just this. Oops. Oops. Okay. So this one's full right now. I'm going to time this for a single stack. For basically until it gets full again. So it's 12:41, 34, 35, 37, 38, 39, 40. Okay, it says 12:41:40 is when I started it. And so I'll wait until this gets full again. And that won't quite be the exact amount of time, I don't think, because there's like a little bit of linear or constant overhead for each cycle. What was it? I said 12:41:40, right? Yeah. So. Welcome back, MC Pon here. Thanks for subbing for 37 months with Twitch Prime. It's okay. I'm dropping on hoppers because the hoppers are full. 320 and 319 are co-prime. Oh, okay, it was like 30, 42. Oh, it's not done yet. No, it was done. Yeah, 4230. So we'll say it's 50 seconds for a single stack. So it's 250 seconds for a full stack. Okay, you ready? So, or for 5 stacks, I mean. All right, let's freeze this again. And let's pop down yeah. Okay. 250 seconds. Actually, let's calculate. Let's see. How many stacks do we have in here? Because every time that 250 seconds happens, we'll lose 1 item. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 5 is 40. So we have 49 stacks of items here. So it's 49 times 64 items. That many cycles of the clock. This times, 250 seconds. That's how many seconds? 3,600 seconds per hour. 24 hours per day. Oh, this is actually less than the other clock. 9 days, because this one was 9.33 days. Huh. Oh, right, because 250, and this has more. Yeah, that makes sense. Etho clock with dropper count 9.07 days. All right, let me actually get this to reset here, or whatever. Just break. Oh, well, fine. And then I need to pull all these out and fill this. Oh, what a cool feature. Middle click. And then redstone block goes here. This breaks. Shoot. No, wait, that wasn't it. Darn it. I wanted... Okay, I need obsidian first. No, okay. I need this one to be powered. Okay, I did this wrong. Okay, I think it's like this. And this is powered. Okay, yeah, now any update here. So this is where we provide the initial update, and then the TNT goes over here. Oh, I do still have the redstone blocks, yeah. That's yeah. So this one has all the items in it, and it's also going to be powered by this redstone block. So this will freeze it, and it'll get butted by basically this one. Well, it's not. Yeah, it'll get butted by this button, which will start the timer. Okay, so this is cool. I feel like this might have some more potential. So, okay, so the idea for the next one here, I'll show you the general idea if you were like a little bit confused about what I meant by co-prime numbers and whatever. Don't do that. So we have a clock here. I'm going to need a little more space than this, aren't I? We have another clock here, which has a slightly different timing. So every time through, basically, this one's going to catch up by a tick or go faster by 1 tick. But yeah, this isn't. I'm going to need a little bit more space than this. So let's actually just make it a lot smaller for demonstration purposes, just so that I can I want to wrap my head around this. And we use an observer to get a pulse out of each one. And then we need some sort of AND gate. I'm going to need even more space than this. I can do... This is actually a little tricky to God, I really hate how dispensers and pistons get placed. All right, let's just make these a lot smaller. So this is 4 and 4. We'll do 4 and 3 and then 4 and 4. So these have slightly different offsets. We have 2 observers. We have okay. So we need to basically we need an AND gate. We need these pulses to happen at the same time. Which is not going to be possible the way I've built this. Yeah, I need an AND gate that's going to work for pulses that's really small. Does anyone have any ideas for how to do it? You can use the fact that the comparator only takes 2 ticks and face 2 observers into it. And when they line up one after another perfectly, the comparator fires. I can measure when they're 1 tick apart. Oh, okay, yeah. That could work. Like this? Oh yeah. Cool. So this is already I mean, this isn't a super long timer, but it's a lot longer than either of these individual timers. Okay. That's a good one. And in fact, I don't need, I can probably get away with a much longer, 1, 2, 3, 4. So keep in mind, they don't need to be prime. The numbers don't need to be prime. They just need to be coprime, which is going to happen if they're just 1 tick apart from each other. The coprime means they have no factors in common. Whoops. And then it'll take the product of the 2. So let's see. Yeah, I'm still having problems with... Okay, I actually need this to be whoops. Like that. Okay, that'll work, yeah. What am I doing? So I think I need to make this one 1 tick shorter. And then we put a dust here. Hold on, and then a repeater here. Oh no, the repeater is going to mess up the... Okay, so I think I need... Okay, this is actually not too bad. What I do is I put a block here and a block here, and then I can have... Oh no, that's not going to work. Because that's... The signal's not making its way in here. Can the observers go straight into the torch block? I don't think so. Wait, maybe. Yeah, actually, no, they probably can. Yeah, that should work. That should work. Yeah, there we go. So that happened 3 times in a row because there was like a 1 tick catch up each time. Oh, this is cool. So basically the amount of cycles of each of these that it should take is like the number of ticks in the longer one times the total God, my brain. times the like amount of time. So like says 17 ticks. It should be like 17 times 17 times and then the number of seconds it takes, which is 17 over 4, which is 4.25. So it should be every 72 seconds, except it's actually half of that, I think. Because the observers trigger, it's basically they need to get halfway out of phase because the observers trigger on both. So like, oh, where's my mouse? What the hell? Okay. My mouse just like disappeared for a sec. Basically, if this turns off at the same time this turns on, then it'll also trigger the torch. So it's actually half of that because of how observers work. Do I need this for a specific project? Yeah, it's the 5x5 timer challenge. It's in the stream title. So let's actually make sure it's let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna actually like measure the cycle. Make sure that my theory is correct about 36.125 seconds. So it was 34. It's a little weird because it actually triggers 3 times if they're only 1 tick apart. But from the first one to the first one should be 36 seconds. So it's 34. So I'm predicting, so I was 12:55 and 34 seconds. Next one should happen at 12:56 and 40 seconds. No. In 10 seconds. Huh, but it wasn't. It was only 26 seconds. That's weird. Maybe I miscalculated something. Shouldn't there be like a product of something in here? Oh, I guess it is the product of these two in terms of ticks. So it's like, another way to write this is 17 times 16 over 4 divided by 2. Oh, that's 34 seconds. Wait, did I miscount and it's actually... $34 and not 24. Isn't the torch? Yeah, the torch is an extra tick. That's why this one's 17, this one's 16. And I'm talking about redstone ticks, not game ticks. There's only 10 redstone ticks per second. Okay, so that was 57.22. So we expect the next one at 57:56. Wait, why am I dividing by 4? Shouldn't I be divided by 10? 17 times... Whoops. 16 divided by... Oh, it's 27.2. Yeah, that's the one. Okay. I don't know. I was like divided by 4 for some reason. That was weird. I don't know why I was dividing by 4. Anyway, 27 seconds seems about right, actually. Though, shouldn't it be half that? Because when the clocks get halfway out of phase, they'll also trigger. Okay, 17. I need to actually just time this. $17. 58:17. 12:58:17 is what I'm trying to say. Okay, 44. So that was 27 seconds. That was 27 seconds. I don't really know why it's not... I don't know why it's not triggering on half phases, or... So like here they're halfway apart, and that's triggering it. This is twice as long as I would expect it to be, the period. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe it only triggers on halves? Like they're almost synced up again. I think it should trigger that today. Sorry, trigger that. Yeah, it does. So why is... Why is that, why is that? Why is it like that? Is it because the torch needs more than one? I'm just confused why they're getting in phase and out of phase every 27 seconds rather than the full cycle between being in phase being 27 seconds. Is there a ×2 somewhere? I don't know. Yeah, currently design has no way to start it, but that's easy. I'm not worried about that. I'm not at all worried about that. Oh, the torch double. Right. Yeah, so the actual phase, the actual period of the clock is twice as long as that. But then we're using half phase. Okay. So this triggers every 17 cycles, every 17 ticks, and this triggers every 17 ticks, this triggers every 16 ticks. Okay. And so, yeah, okay, I get it. All right. Yeah, I forgot that the torch actually doubled the length of the clock. That's a good point. Okay. So, then somebody was asking like if the all right, so like how long can we get if we have 2 hopper clocks? So it's like kind of depends how much time it takes for a hopper to like actually put its items into the next thing. How many ticks it is, I'm not sure. Let me just like try and measure that real quick. I don't know why I did that. Okay. 2. So let's see, it's at 50 at 12:08. Kind of 12:09. I don't know how many ticks it is per item. Okay, so it took 20 seconds to empty from 50, so it should be like 2.5 per second. So it's 7 game ticks. Would that wouldn't be what I just measured. Well, okay, if I can do 250 items, if the cycle of 250 items, oops. Okay, the cycle of 64 times 64, oops. So the full cycle takes .28 sec. What? Hey, thanks for the 100 bits, Launchpad Fun, and I think I missed Gomb9's resub. Thanks, welcome back, Gomb9 here. Thanks for subbing with Twitch Prime for 14 months, and welcome back, Adrian Kenobi here. Thank you for subbing with Twitch Prime. It's 3 redstone ticks or 6 game ticks according to the MC Wiki. Huh, that's not really what I was just measuring. Okay, it's 50 at 47. 4 redstone ticks sounds correct. Yeah. Yeah, 2.5 items per second. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I just measured. I was getting 2.5 per second. Okay. So 4 redstone ticks. So I don't know why I keep opening a new instance of calculator. 200, what is it? 64 times 5 times 4. So that's the number of redstone ticks it takes to unload a hopper. And we go back and forth. It's, well, let's divide by 2. So we get 1280 ticks. And we can have 12, wait. Yeah, so if we remove an item, it's like 320 times 319. So this is like the phase difference between 2 hoppers with a different number of items by 1. Then it's times 4 game ticks times 2. So that's the number of game ticks until they sync up, divided by 10 is seconds, hours. This is less than a day. That's not very good. If I did my math right. Let's try it again. See if we get the same answer. 64 items, 5 stacks. So 320 items in 1 hopper clock times 319 items in the other hopper clock. How long does it take per item? Well, it takes 4 game ticks. Oh yeah, and we go back and forth, so there's times 2. That's the number of game ticks until they sync up. Sorry, not game ticks, I mean redstone ticks. And that's the number of seconds. Yeah, okay, it's the same answer. Less than a day. That's not as good as I thought it was going to be. Maybe this isn't the way to go. I'm sure there's some like math nerds in the chat that can like correct me if I'm wrong, but that is also only if I could fit 2 hopper clocks into a single like area, which actually seems kind of hard. Why is this going? Oh, this is my experimental one. Where, right, that hopper will eventually empty, and then I'll get to like say I told you so to everybody who was like, it's okay. Have we tried plain binary counter? Yeah, that was the first thing. It's not very good. So that was the first thing I tried here. So there's like a little hopper clock here. Basically, an item just goes back and forth, clocks this. And what I haven't tried is doing this method. No, this method to drive a binary clock doesn't make any sense. Wait, yes it does. Oh, actually, maybe it does. No, it doesn't. Okay, yeah, it doesn't because it's not infinite. Anyway, so the binary clock, maybe it does. Hold on. I convinced myself that you couldn't use this in conjunction with anything else useful, but maybe you can. I need to convince myself again that you can't. So let's say you had this thing, but it only spat out an item when triggered by... No, you need another clock. Never mind, this is not useful. Okay. This is the binary clock. So you have like a piston with an observer, and that's going to trigger this one, and that's going to trigger this one. Over to here, over to here, and over to here. Anyway, this one only lasts 12 seconds. If you had a longer clock, you could get that up a bit. Yeah, the despawn timer triggering the hopper clock doesn't make any sense. Because a despawn timer is only going to go every 5 minutes. Like, you only need one clock per thing. Everything else is just going to be a counter. So you want like an exponential counter, basically. So if we could do like... Here's what would be great. And this might actually be viable because we actually have a lot of extra space here. But so we have a clock, right? Let me just build a really basic clock here. Okay, and then need a comparator. All right, so then what if we had a dropper here and that was going into a hopper, right? And then we like fill this thing up with whatever. It's great. And then only once this is empty do we like let this flow back into here and we get a redstone signal and feed it into another one of these. That would be awesome. If there was some compact way to do that. So like, I can't like fit it in here, but actually maybe I can. So we like observe this. Piston. Oops, let's see. Sticky piston. Let me try this real quick. I already have observer. And then I need a comparator for when this is empty. And we also trigger... let's put this here. Why is that? Oh, because it's next to this. Okay. This isn't... Alright, I'm not doing this right. So this is actually very similar. Now that I think about it, this is actually very similar to the hopper clock, where you want like. So let me try just building what I want to build, just like on its own. So you have a dropper and a hopper. This is like the same thing as the hopper clock, except it's going to be pulsed instead of automatic. Then you have this. Wait. Oh wait, I need these to not be against the wall. So you have a dropper here, hopper going into it, sticky piston here, sticky piston here, this thing, yeah, something like this. Sorry, I'm not reading chat much, but yeah, I wish I had like a mod so that like my hotbar was... That actually wouldn't help because anyway. Grab a repeater. And then same thing here, but we can just make this tiny. And then, so then we like put items in here. I don't actually want that many items. I don't know why I did that. Just break this. I don't know why I did that. I only want like 2 items, 3 items. Okay, so we have 3 items in here. Now we like pulse this with a button. One, 2, 3. And then the hopper empties out and then it goes back. So if we could chain these together, that would like create an exponentially large hopper counter. But like this thing, yeah, there is hotbar saving and stuff. But then I have to like remember what's in which hotbar. Maybe that's worth like trying to invest in. Like I could have blocks in one and like redstone pieces in another. Maybe I should do that. Yeah, that might be worth doing. No, there's no way to make this use a sticky piston. You need like a toggle flip-flop because these are both going to be outputting like most of the time. Like right now, these are both outputting signal. And when they're both outputting signal, you need to like remember the state. And the 2 sticky pistons is what allows you to do that. So if I could like chain this into another one of these, that'd be like a huge timer. You would get like, or even with a really short timer, you would have like, well, I guess you'd only have to be able to have up to 5 stacks, but like it'd be like 5 times 64, this number squared times whatever the base timer is. So if you have a 1 second timer, then that'd be, it'd only be 28 hours. So you would need a long timer too. Yeah, I don't know. And it's like, I don't think I can fit 2 of these into a single 5x5 area. Welcome back, Kids Farm 2 here. Thanks for subbing with real money. I almost said with Twitch Prime because that's how most people do it, but no, real money's good too. Thank you. How about trying to dispense more items into the hopper than it can return, basically fight the flow? I don't know what that accomplishes. What do you get if you win the challenge? First of all, there's no such thing as winning the challenge. There's only a high score. And second of all, you get nothing. Pride? Sure, I guess. Sure, I guess. Alright, so is it height limited? Yeah, there's rules in the stream title. There's like a link. Check out the bit.ly link. There's a list of rules. And I don't know if I thought of everything though, but I think I closed most loopholes. But yeah, there's supposed to be a roof over this, an obsidian roof. So it's like a literal black box. Yeah, I'll be making a video about this. Use 2 comparator timers, 1 tick apart. For what purpose? I don't know. I don't know why I would do that. So what's the high score? Currently the high score is over here, 9.33 days. Wait, I had something better than that. I thought, did I write down how long this was supposed to take? I thought this one took a lot longer than that. So this is the design I just built basically. It's the hopper timer going into a dropper counter. Yeah, I don't think 9.33 real days. Yeah, it's real days, but I don't think 9.33 days is like that long. I think you can get something like in the years. You have an 11.78 on the Twitter. All right, let's take a look at that. Oh, I see. You're just using the same design, but like with a slightly different. Oh, does this somehow get only a single pulse per? No. I don't think this design works, Logical Geek Boy. I think this is something we went over, where you get basically since the dropper that contains the items that's actually getting read, since that pulses twice every time. You end up like running out here. I actually have that built over here. I think I have it. This is the exact design you had, I think. And the problem is this one only pulses once every time, but this pulses twice every time. So we actually deplete the resources at this hopper. So like every time this pulses twice, 2 items drain out of the hopper. This only pulses once, and so only 1 gets refilled. So this will eventually deplete. Oh, it keeps up. How does it keep up? How do you get 2 pulses into that one? I don't understand how you would, how it would keep up. You didn't check that hopper? Yeah, you got to check that hopper because that's where it starts draining. There's not enough inflow into that hopper. Oh, interesting. If you only had 1 block, no, because it's going to empty. So the problem with only putting 1 block, hold on, where is that design here? So you're saying like only put 1 block in here so that it'll only get refilled 1 block each time. But the problem is what triggers the TNT, which would be right here, is this one emptying. So if this one's emptying at all, it's going to trigger this observer and it'll trigger the TNT. So it would keep the flow rates the same. And if you had some way of like making sure it only triggered if the pulse was off for long enough, then that would work. But I guess maybe you could do that if you read from a different yeah, I guess if you like read from this. Okay, hold on. Yeah. Yeah, instead of reading from this one, if we read from a different one, that might actually work. If we just like read from this one, we shifted the whole design over a little bit, read from this one, that would work. But then we're losing out on a couple spots of space, and we kind of end up with this anyway. Or not that one. Yeah, this one. Like this one already has almost the same number, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This one actually has more. Right? Wait. This one works, right? There's no button on this one. Oh, there it is right there. I don't know. Why would that one even take longer? It's... This one has fewer hoppers. The extra dropper increases the time. I mean, it doesn't. Anyway. It doesn't double the number of cycles unless you can get this down to a single pulse per... It's not going to be 1 item per cycle. I've been over why it's not going to be 1 item per cycle. All right, I will look... Saw somebody said there was another longish design on Twitter. 21.5 days, 8 droppers plus 5 hoppers. Storage. I can't really read this. Let's see. I wish you didn't put glass over it. Yeah, I think this has the same problem. Where you're gonna get like all the hoppers. Like, yeah, you're triggering a bunch of hoppers, but they're only gonna spit out one item a piece, whereas the main, yeah, all these have the same problem. You can't have any droppers in the chain. If you have any droppers in the chain, you're gonna end up underflowing somewhere. Whoops, I didn't mean to click that. How did I even have that up on my screen? Weird. Okay. Yeah, you can't have any droppers in the chain unless they're getting pulsed twice or the main dropper's only getting pulsed once. You can if they're powered by observers. Only if the observer is reading from that chain of... Like, hold on. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe all of them are getting powered by observers. By the observer chain. I don't think so, though. Oh, I see. Yeah, you're doing something where... Oh, okay, I get it. So those are actually getting pulsed twice. Or maybe they're not. Okay, I'll check out this design. Let me try this design real quick. Thanks for the $5, Farm You too. Hey SethBling, sorry for interrupting, but I saw your recent design for a binary counter. I was wondering what the advantages are compared to a regular design that uses a repeater facing into a block with a stick piston underneath. I think it's a little bit smaller. It also is just neat. It's not necessarily like strictly better or strictly worse or anything. Let's see. How do I do this so that I can actually see the chat and everything at the same time? I go like this. Okay. So let's try this out. I'm willing to look at this now that I kind of see what's going on a little bit better. So you have, because I'm just not sure how this works. So I don't. It looks like you're using a heavy weighted pressure plate in this one, but I don't think so. This is the 21-day design or whatever. So, because the heavy weighted pressure plate can't see items. I don't think it just sees entities. Like, well, let me try it. I don't remember. Oh, it does. Wait, what is the difference between the heavy weighted pressure plate and the light weighted pressure plate? Huh. Anyway, okay, so we have that. And then the main part of the design is that it uses this to trigger the... So let's see what happens here. Oh, right. So let's, whatever. I guess I could put this button on the outside, huh? Okay. Huh. Oh, the delay. So the delay here prevents this, basically what this delay does is it causes this to be pressed down so that when this pulses off the second time, this will already be powered, and so it's not going to spit out twice, right? Something like that. Yeah, it's like it's powered by this. Oh, it's like get powered by this so that when the item gets spit out, this one doesn't cause it to trigger again, and then this one also doesn't. Yeah, okay, this is clever. It's like desyncing two different pulses off. I like it. Yeah, all right, that's clever. Sharp Coon G1412, very nice. And then, yeah, and then what you're doing is like using that signal. Let's see. So then you use that signal that pulses twice to use a bunch of droppers, right? So let's see, that one, and then there's also redstone dust here. Yeah, okay, this is clever. Dropper, I'm not sure, let's see. I think there's supposed to be another block. Oh, that's not the right place. It goes, it's here. And then this is actually going to end up being a dropper, I think. It's like this, right? Yeah. Let's see. It's, yeah, that's correct. Okay. And then dropper. Whoops. So these are like, these all get to be droppers because of, not this one though, right? Yeah, this one's a hopper. Yeah. All right, I like it. It's clever. So that one's a hopper because it's not going to get powered, but like, oh, and then I think this needs to go like this way, and then this way. So this redstone dust is gonna pulse. Actually, they don't even need to be triggered twice, do they? They just need to be triggered once. Anyway, but they will get triggered twice. But they just need to receive some sort of redstone pulse, and then from here, it's going to be a hopper chain. What else? So I think this, so it's going to be like, so what else is getting powered? This one's getting powered both here and here. I think that's it. I might be able to do something where I like have a repeater, but I don't know that it's worth it. Because for every, like you need 2 additional droppers every time you, so it's like that. I think it's like this. And the chain starts here. So let's try it. So this has 62. It's going to take like a few before it like fills up all the droppers. So some of these are going to get triggered twice, but it doesn't really matter. So, okay, so at this point, okay, well, it says 62 right now. And 63, yep. So this is getting, I think this is good. It's like netting 1 item a piece, but, yeah, okay. So let's calculate this before we fill everything up. I just want to, like... Oh, right, wait. We didn't... Hold on. I didn't actually get the comparator output. Oh, this isn't actually right. I need the comparator output. So... How is this one doing it? Oh, huh. Wait, how... So it's like, so this design uses a comparator. Yeah, that seems like it's the way to go. Comparator right here and an observer watching that one. And then I need to actually redo these. Oh God, which direction is everything facing? This is facing in here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, okay. And then this is facing here. Okay, yeah. So it goes like over here, and then around and down here. And then we actually read from this hopper, so we don't actually get to count this stack, or this set of 9 stacks. But, okay, so let's count this number of stacks. So it's, and we also get to double because we're only going to pull a single item per go. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 droppers and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hoppers. So 8 times 9 is 72 stacks plus 25 stacks. So 72 plus 25 is 97. So it's 97 stacks times 64 items per stack times 5 minutes per stack, 31,000 minutes. Yeah, wow, 31,000 minutes. 517 hours, 21.55 days is how I read this. Cool. Yeah. I like it. That's a really nice design. Kudos to you, Sharpcoon G 1412. Thank you. Single pulse item despawn. And this is 21.55 days. It's clever. Yeah, there might be a way, like, if you used a repeater through some of these, you might be able to get a signal through here and add a couple more droppers, but at the cost of removing a hopper. Like, could I put a repeater? No, I don't know. Anyway, let's fill one of these with items. Use redstone dust. Oh, right. Let's fill. Oh shoot! I shouldn't use redstone dust. Let's break this. Yeah, I have to use the same. Oops. No. Eh. I need a trash thing right here. Why is there no trash? Okay. No, stop. Okay. I can't even clear out my inventory from the screen. I'm mad. Okay. Alright, we're using redstone blocks. Oh, also do need some. Alright, so alright, I need to do this. Okay. So now it's stopped. The clock is stopped right now. So let's get a full. So it's control middle click gets me a dropper with MBT, and control middle click gets me a hopper with MBT. So now, how do I do this? It's facing me, right? Oh, that was an observer. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to. Yeah, sorry. That was the observer. Okay. Wait, no, it wasn't. That's the observer. Okay. This goes over here. And it faces here. Okay, great. And this hopper feeds into it. Then what? It snakes like this, right? Wait. Yeah, it has to snake like this. Yeah, okay. So this hopper feeds into that. This hopper feeds into that. This dropper feeds into that. Dropper, oops. Dropper feeds in. Hopper feeds in. Dropper, 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 dropper. Okay. All right, I think I did it. That was hard. You optimized this design and got 27.555 days. All right, I need to add a TNT here. The last dropper limits the other items so you think you can count. No. If there's any slots available, you can't count it. Because, okay, so if this dropper, basically the only thing stopping this hopper from emptying is the fact that this dropper is full. So if this hopper had a single item left, and then you dispense an item, this dropper will be full again once this hopper puts the item in here, but then this hopper will now be empty, and so when this one's still full, this one will be empty and the TNT will trigger. So you don't get to count this one. There's an item down here. right. What's this? What do we got? Somebody tweeted me a 27-day design. This is 21 days. We already beat 21. What did you calculate? You calculated 21 point. Oh yeah, we got the same number. Yeah, you're not allowed to have like hopper minecarts or anything like that as part of the build, but they can get like dispensed by a dispenser. I'm not sure it's really useful though. Yeah, I mean, you could have a hopper minecart, but yeah, there's no way to get the items out of it. It's never going to be like on top of another block or anything. If you clip it into another block, maybe you could, but you also can't pre-fill the hopper minecart, so there's no items. There's really, it's just not, I don't think there's going to be any way to like use it very well. Maybe there's some way where you can like dispense 9 hopper minecarts onto a single tile and then use some like infinite block duping trick to like fill those with items. And then it's 25.55 days. I don't think I want to iterate on this any further right now. This design. Like I'm kind of okay because it's the single pulse thing is kind of the major improvement there. And I'm gonna make a video about this. I'm gonna mention like that it's some other people in the chat said it was possible. Oh yeah, I need to write down the name of the guy. But I don't want to keep fiddling around with this because you can optimize it more and more, but I think we should be looking for something that's like an order of magnitude longer, right? There's probably something that'll last a lot longer than this. So that was by Sharpcoon. G1412. Oh, Sharp Kung, I guess. Probably what it is. I'm really bad at pronouncing internet people's names. You've been trying to get an item despawn clock to drive a hopper counter. Actually, no. So that doesn't help. Yeah, that wouldn't help because the item despawn clock is going to run out of items eventually. So the hopper counter will keep passing items back and forth, but the clock that's driving it's going to run out. So it doesn't matter if you can get it to drive a dropper counter. If you had a 5-minute clock, a small 5-minute clock that... yeah, I'm not saying... I'm saying the clock, the item despawn clock will eventually run out of gas. You need, if you want a really long counter, you need it to have an infinite input, or yeah, basically you need it to have an infinite input. Yeah, Impenim, I'm sure this is something you could dig your teeth into. So what else can we try? I want something that lasts like at least a few months, like 21 days. That's not even like. I don't know. It's just not enough. Welcome back, Nordiago here. Thanks for resubbing for 4 years and a month. Wow. That's super duper long. Let's see. So one of the rules is there's no major random, or like no significant randomness allowed. So for instance, you might try and do something where like, I don't even know why I'm doing this. Like you have 2 dispensers full of chicken eggs and like, or you have actually, you probably would need a chicken egg like factory to make sure it's infinite. But then like you fill 2 dispensers and you like have them both dispense an egg and only if both of them trigger, like, anyway, you can't do it based on randomness. It needs to be based on deterministic mechanisms up to a certain degree. Like over here, this one is actually not technically free of randomness because the amount of vertical velocity it gets when it comes out of the dropper is random and it's variable. And so like it takes a random number of ticks to actually hit the pressure plate, but that's negligible compared to the amount of time it spends on the pressure plate. So that's what I mean by significant randomness. It shouldn't vary. The timer shouldn't vary by more than like a couple % in terms of how long it takes to finish. Can you use mushroom spread? No, that'd be randomness. Ice melting is also random. Anything that relies on random tick speed is not going to be allowed. There's some other sources of randomness that also aren't allowed, like dropper item selection. Like if you put a bunch of different items in here, it'll spit out a random one every time you provide a pulse. You can't rely on that to the randomness involved there. I wonder if there's something where you can like have 4 hoppers in a loop. This one's empty. Let me power this. Just like as a smaller clock. I have an idea for a smaller clock. I need that comparator. God, I really need to like do something with my toolbars, but let's just like make sure that none of them are powered right now. So we put like a bunch of items in here. Let's actually not do that for now, like all those items. And then like a pickaxe. And then we read the like comparator output of this and require it to like to be a certain threshold. I don't have a piston. I just want a piston. Okay. What can I replace? TNT. I don't need TNT. So like now when I remove these, this doesn't work because it's gonna keep filling up. Anyway, I like have it so that it'll because these do actually go in order. If you had it so that like the what about if you did this? What? Oh. Maybe that works actually. No, it does not work. Yeah, and there's other ways to read this. I'm just doing this as a proof of concept for a really small clock. This isn't that small, but it's like it would if it worked, it would be pretty good. You guys telling you to mess with T flip-flops? Yeah, so that's basically what we did with a binary counter. So I did a video the other day on like how to use observers and pistons as binary counters. So this is a bunch of T flip-flops essentially. But you only get a factor of 2 out of that, and as opposed to like using a dropper counter, you can get a factor of like several hundred, and it's a lot more compact. Yeah, we tried playing around with 2 clocks that are slightly off and synchronized after a long time, but it didn't seem like it was actually going to get us as far as we needed. And also it's hard to fit 2 really long clocks into a small space. Like the best long clock that I've found so far is over, wait, where is it? Did I not? Oh, this one. No. Yeah, this one. So this is a hopper clock. Basically the items go back and forth, but it's like, it uses up all, like everything, all of this is part of the hopper clock. It takes up over half of the space available. Il Mango had a concept where items were put into a chest a little slower than they were taken out, and then the empty chest triggered it. That sounds like first of all, we can't, since we only have one vertical block, 1 block of height, we can't actually take items out of a chest. Yeah, there's not really going to be any way to do that. We could do it with like hoppers and like pulses to droppers, feeding the hopper or something, but I don't know that that's going to get us very far. Can you use 2 hopper clocks that have different radius with hoppers and only if the 2... I mean, the problem is fitting 2 hopper clocks into into the 5x5 area. I don't know how to do it. And then you also have to like read the output of both and compare them and like do an AND gate. And we came up with a small way to do that, which is to have the 2 observers facing a block with a torch on it. And that's what this one is. So this one is 2 clocks. I mean, they're like really basic clocks, but like they line up every 27 seconds and trigger this. So this is like the general basis, but like you need a clock that's small. You need like 2 clocks that are like about this big, 2x4. And I don't know how to make 2 clocks that small. Yeah, so okay, so Gen Pi Mech, what you've actually suggested might be viable if you like kept throwing eggs until a chicken spawned, because like actually no, it wouldn't, because there is actually a lot of randomness in terms of how long or like how many throws you have to do in order to get a chicken. If it like always took the same number of throws, no, yeah, you can't do anything with that. Can you do anything with a double chest? I mean, it's hard to use a chest at all because you can't really take items out of a chest in a 1 block high space. How slow can a minecart roll? I don't think we're going to be able to make it roll very slowly in a 1 block high space. Yeah, is there any way to do this where you have like... I don't think there is. This thing that I want to do here. Yeah, the problem, troll it, isn't that the time that it takes to spawn a chicken, it's that how many eggs it takes to spawn a chicken varies. And so like how many chicken cycles you get is going to vary, if that's the limiting factor. If the limiting factor is just growing the chicken and you have infinite eggs, that's okay. Like if you can find an egg duper and you're just using that as the clock, then that's fine. Rail duping. Can you do rail duping in a 1 block high space? I actually have no idea how that works. A lot of those things take up multiple layers. Rail duping is too high? Yeah, okay, that's kind of what I thought. Yeah. So like a smaller clock would be really helpful. A smaller clock that still takes a really long time. And is resettable. And then also a smaller like counter. So what I designed a counter over here. So this is like basically the same thing as a hopper clock. Which is the hopper, yeah, which is the basis of like this one, the hopper clocks. This is the exact same design that I've done over here. It's just like a hopper dropper clock, and it's not actually a clock, it's a counter. So every time this pulses for 5 stacks worth of items, it'll just automatically refill itself. So if you have a clock going into this, like if we could get a long clock going into this, we could multiply. Yeah, I don't know, we can get a lot of pulses. Like if we could fit a hopper clock into this area here, have it feed into this, and then have the output of this feed into another like single dropper counter like we do for this one over here. In the end, we have this like counter that like once this just dispenses all of its items, that's the end. But we can't really fit it in here. But if we could, it would be like another like 2 orders of magnitude bigger, right? It'd be you'd have like 5 stacks of 64 times the like 250 second clock. That's the hopper clock is, and then times another 5 times, or whoops, it would be, sorry, 5 times 64 is the counter. Hopper clock is 250 seconds times 9 stacks of 64 items in the dropper. It'd be 46 million seconds, right? That many hours. It'd be a year and a half. So if we could do that, if we could fit all of that into this area, it'd be over a year. But I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to fit all that. There might be a way. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if there is a way. You can remove the sticky piston on the driver's side. You need the 2 sticky pistons. I went over that earlier in the stream, why you need the 2 sticky pistons, but yeah, you can't just remove one of the sticky pistons. They're both necessary. Yeah, something with observers probably. I agree. Is it allowed to use a lever to activate instead of a button? Nope. It has to be a button. Glitched portals. Well, you can't fit a portal. Like, this has to be buildable in survival mode. You can't fit a portal in here. Unless there is a way to actually... Okay, unless you're saying glitched portals is, like, possible in survival mode, and, like, you can have 1 block of portal in here or something. In which case, I need to ban that in the rules, because that's too complicated. Oh, okay. Let me add that to the rules, then. I didn't realize that was possible. Yeah, you can't use daylight sensors because one of the rules is that there has to be an obsidian roof over the whole thing. Any other ideas or designs that might shrink, like a counter? Like a repeatable counter with a shrunken design? Is there some way to do that? Like, you could have like, so you kind of need a dropper to have like, there's like something to have a pulse input that counts, and then like you need the items to return to the hopper after it's empty. I think the clock is the most necessary part. The clock and the counter are both important, and any counters you can add in between are also important. The counter being something that counts to a certain number, then overflows and resets, and the overflow lets you trigger something else. Lava flow is very slow. Okay, let's play around with lava a little bit. I'm okay with that one. So you need like lava, piston, what, an observer? I don't even know. Like to detect it, you kind of need an observer, right? Maybe I'll do it like I'm not even sure. I guess I could do it like, whatever. Let's just try this real quick. Whoops. Oh, this is not what I want. Okay. So I want what? Oh, man, okay. If you could have more height, cobwebs could be interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of things that would like be pretty broken with more height. But also, one of the reasons I chose to have a flat area is just so you can see the whole thing, like with a screenshot. I guess you can't see the inventory of the blocks, but let's see. So I want this. I need an observer like here maybe. Yeah, this will work. Except no, that doesn't work. What can I? Sure, another observer. Just no, because that's gonna. Okay. I'm just gonna try and build something that like works for a sec. Oops. No. Didn't. Okay. So then I like do that, right? Oh, no, I need it to be like facing this way, I guess. Block, redstone dust. I just want something that works. So that does kind of work. This design takes up a lot of space. I'm sure there's a much tidier way to do this. But I don't think it's going to end up being any better than just like a redstone clock, to be honest. It doesn't take that long. Like, you want something that takes minutes, not something that takes a few seconds. How about dropping an item on a wooden pressure plate and letting it naturally despawn? That's what we have over here. That's what these designs. This design also. Yeah, we spent a while on that already. Sliding items across soul sand in a water stream. Again, I don't think that's going to be super slow, and you actually can't do that because this has to have an obsidian floor. Watermelon growth is random. You can't use randomness. The current top duration that I've built here is 21.5. It's designed by SharpKung1412. Somebody else said they had like a 25-day design. Lava spread is random tick. No, it's just tick based. It's not random tick speed based at all. Like if you turn, actually I think my random tick speed is 0. Yeah, so nothing based on random tick speed is going to trigger in my world right now. How many etho hopper clocks can you fit in a 5x5? So far, only one. This is the best. This is the like most compact I've managed to make it. Well, I'm like ignoring these 2 blocks, but there's probably a more compact. Maybe we should work on that. Is like making that more compact. Like maybe there is a like. Hold on. Yeah, let's try it. Let's try using some observers and seeing if we can get some like toggle behavior out of them. So I'm just gonna do it off to the side actually. So we have like hoppers facing each other. Man. And a comparator coming out of this one, and a comparator coming out of this one. We're gonna need at least one sticky piston for sure. God, it's so little space. Maybe actually, yeah. So maybe this does actually go. Man, like you already have 4 blocks wide here, and you need to read the output of both comparators. You don't need to read the output technically. What about I have an idea actually. It's like a slightly different profile, but like what if we did something like this? Had sticky pistons. So this will like toggle it. It's just a different shape. It's not a better shape. It's actually probably worse, but I need these to be farther out. Oh, this is huge. I just want to see if this works. I don't think it does, but so I put a redstone block here and here. Oh, that's gonna. I need a repeater rather than a dust. And I need it to go like that. So, no, this isn't gonna work. Because I need them both to trigger both. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what I'm thinking here. Okay, so that's not it. That was not the design. I don't think that's close even. Lava in a furnace. Ooh, okay. Lava in a furnace isn't bad. The only problem is it's gonna be hard to reload the furnace. What can we do? Let's just like, I need to refresh myself on what's possible with lava in a furnace. There's also the fact you can't stack lava buckets. I don't think there's going to be a very good way to do that. Well, let's just see what it looks like real quick. So we have a furnace, we have a hopper, we have... What's going to go on top? We need something to burn, right? Yeah, I don't think it's going to work. Like, yeah, you can't actually fill in all three slots. Yeah. Yeah, coal blocks do stack. That's a good point. But again, we like... I guess the timer could just be literally... Like, is there a way to have the timer just be a stack of coal blocks and that's it? Like, how long does that last? Like, it's just going to be a one-time thing. But no, like, you also, like, you're not going to you need something to cook, and it's all going to get, like, full, and then it's not going to keep cooking. So, yeah, the big problem is you needing two comparators. What about, like... Okay, there is something else you could do, which is... Like, you toggle the flip-flop based on, like, the signal strength of this. So, like, when it's full, you get one signal strength, and when it's empty, you get another. So, like... So you do, like... This... Like sticky piston here, sticky piston here. And jeez, I don't even... Okay, there's no way to like get the signal here. Oh, I do it like this, right? So you would need it to be full before this will... Let's put this here. No, this goes here. And that'll trigger it, and then... Right, and then you would also need, like... Here. This is a proof of concept, but... So it's going to be huge, but... I think this works. Why is this powered right now? Oh wait, no, this needs to be toggled, I think. Okay. Okay, I've done something wrong here. Oh man, I need to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. So what have I done here? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't think it's right. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know of a way to make a smaller clock than this. Yeah, daylight sensors aren't banned, but the thing is supposed to have a ceiling, so they wouldn't work. Redstone ore uses random tick speed to stop shining. So the Crow Prime hopper clock idea doesn't work because we can't actually fit two hopper clocks in the same area, like in the same. Yeah. Yeah, we've already done one using a couple using item despawn time. Yeah, I think it's gonna be hard to beat that because that's. Man, yeah, the item despawn time is a pretty good one. It's like, yeah, there's got to be a way though. I don't know. I feel very strongly that someone will make one that lasts longer than a year. Even if it's not me, and it's probably not going to be me. Maybe though, or us, I guess. Yeah, so we've done some binary counting. Binary counters are just pretty inefficient compared to like a dropper. Maybe, hold on. Maybe we can use binary counting in this design. So currently we're just taking the out. So this is a hopper clock, right? Takes about 4 minutes. Currently we're just taking the pulse and putting it straight into this. I think once we have about 5 hoppers, it's worth adding a binary clock. because that only takes up 4 blocks of space. So we can like double it. So instead of having 9 things feeding in, we'd have, but these are only half of this. So instead of having like 29 stacks, or sorry, we would have 29 stacks times 2 instead of 64. No, what's 49 stacks? So it'd be 60 stacks instead of 29 stacks. Yeah, so we might actually make this a little bit longer by doing that, but I don't think it's worth it for this. It's not gonna get us over 25 days or 22 days or whatever. The button. Oh. Yeah, I guess the button and the TNT can be on the roof or the floor. I guess I don't see why not. Yeah, combining a dispenser clock with a hopper clock would be great, especially if there's room for another like dispenser. So like dispenser, okay, what I mean is if you combine a hopper clock with a hopper dispenser counter or hopper dropper counter and combine that with a dropper counter, so one that just drops its items on the ground, you can get like years. You can get over a year. But it's just a matter of fitting those all into one area. Arrow despawn on a pressure plate. How was I gonna? Oh yeah, somebody said that they had a really long design if you could put the button on the roof or the floor. Let me add that to the rules because that's a good point that I didn't really think about. But actually, should I allow it on the roof or the floors? Because the thing is, I want it to be like. I'm actually gonna say no. I want it to be like all visible from like one spot without the ceiling being there. And if you have to put the button on the ceiling, it's kind of interferes with that. The point of this is to be a 2-dimensional thing. So let's say no. I'm actually going to say no. So let me add that rule specifically in there. So now it says, on the outside of the obsidian box, horizontally level with the 5x5x1 building area, there should be one button and one TNT and nothing else. And nothing else outside the box in any direction. I'm going to word it. Yeah, sorry. I want this to be something you can just share a screenshot of. The thing is, it's already kind of not that because you can have items inside of these. Oh, I didn't actually fill these. Or I filled. I guess I missed one. I don't know which direction it's facing. Okay, that's okay. I can just do this. Oh, it's even emptying into. Oh, this one. Okay. Okay. All better. Okay. I guess maybe the challenge should have been without using any inventory, any blocks with inventories. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it as is though, because inventories make the clocks last a lot longer. Like allowing the button on the top and bottom, it's not obvious to me that that's like gonna make it last a lot longer. There's probably a design equivalent to whatever you're thinking of, where the button's on the outside and the TNT's on the outside. Hopper clock that only activates when an item despawns. Yeah, it's not really going to be... I went over earlier in the stream why item despawn is kind of incompatible with all other components, both clocks and counters. Top or bottom would allow convergence in the center for phase matching designs. Yeah. I don't know what you mean by do ticks have to be consistent. Do you mean like the exact same number of ticks every time? In which, like, it doesn't take the exact same number of ticks for an item to land on this weighted pressure plate every time, but it's close enough that... Yeah, you're not allowed to use significant randomness. So no randomness of an arrow hitting or not hitting a button. No, that's not allowed. So I already built a etho dropper hopper clock counter here. Like I put like there's 3 items in here, so I push this 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and then this turns off for a second, turns on, and then it refills back to 3. So every three button presses, this pulses. So I've already done that. It's the exact same design as the hopper clock, by the way. But you just can't fit anything else much in here with this. I guess... well... maybe that's not true. And the other thing that we haven't tried is having more hoppers. So like if I had the dispenser facing this way, hopper, we could make it longer. I don't know that that's that helpful. Yeah, chicken farms aren't really going to work because they... Oh, to sustain the item despawn. I see what you're saying. I think that's going to add too much randomness in. But yeah, you wouldn't have any way of picking up the eggs from the ground. You can't really make a farm, a chicken egg farm in a 1-high area. Or maybe you could with hoppers, but no, you wouldn't have any way of unloading the hoppers. The etho clock controlling a dispenser or a dropper that feeds items into the air is already how we do this one. That's what this one is. And then once this runs out, and it has all these hoppers feeding it, but once this one runs out, then it triggers. You can't put a baby cow in there. Like, there's no way to spawn a cow in survival Minecraft. Like, and you're not allowed to put entities in the area. Can you dupe carpets? Can you dupe carpets without in like a one block tall area? I don't know how. I don't think you can. Like, I think it's like Rails. I don't think you can, but. Yeah, all item duping needs 2 tall, and you can't use item growth or like plant growth. Not even that you could grow any plants in a 1 block tall area. Huh. Yeah, I'm kind of running out of ideas here. Unless we can find some way to make the like etho clock smaller. But I think people have been trying for a long time to do that. Yeah, you can't put the button on the bottom either, no. Yeah, mushrooms are random. That's not allowed. Yeah, brewing stands and furnaces are you can't really do either because there's no way to load or unload them. If the chicken is placed in the same block as the hopper. That might work. So like, all right, I'll try this out real quick. So you have like a hopper pointed, let's just point it off to the side real quick. Actually, here. So we have so we have a pair of hoppers. I need a dispenser. Let's put another block here. I'm not sure where the chickens are gonna land. What's this? Turtle egg. Interesting. Why is that on a different spot? All right. So let's say when the thing starts, we just like spit out a bunch of eggs. I guess I need to put a ceiling on this too. So the question is, will the hopper pick up the eggs? I don't know the answer. I don't. Oh, that's the egg that the turtle creates. I see. So this would be okay because, like, if you're just using this to fill up something, my random tick speed is set to 0. Yeah, so that's... I don't think the random tick speed controls anything here. This has 0... What? This has a chance to make 0 chickens. It's negligible enough that I think I would allow this. You're technically right, but like the odds are astronomically small. It's like what, 7/8 to the 16 times 9 is 96. Is that right? 16 times 9. 16 times 9. I don't think it's 96. No, it's like 100 something. Anyway, it's like a really, really small chance. And it's 1 in 8 per egg, I think, right? It's not 1 in 16. It's like 1 in a billion. Something like that. Anyway, it's a really small chance to not happen. So I think we would consider it okay. You just need enough chickens that you get like 1 egg every 5 minutes also. So that might be more than 1 chicken. I'm not sure what the egg laying frequency is. But then you would like feed these into a hopper, or feed these into a dropper, and the dropper would be part of one of those clocks. And then you would use that to feed into a just dropper counter. In fact, this is small enough that you might even be able to feed it into, well, I was going to say feed it into another etho dropper, hopper dropper clock. Sorry, hopper dropper counter. And then feed that into a dropper counter, and that would be a really long clock. I don't think you're going to be able to fit all of that, though. Dispenser shearing sheep. I think that's in 1.14, and this is this challenge for 1.13. So you would need at least 2 chickens to get an egg often enough. And then you also have the problem. There's like kind of another problem, which is like you need to trigger the dropper once it gets an egg. I guess you would just start off the dropper with a few items in it. and then use this to refill it. So you would start it off with like full of eggs, and then yeah, so it would just go from there. But yeah, you also need to trigger this a bunch of times. So this needs to have like a clock pointed at it, some kind of clock. I don't think that's that hard because you can do something like, or no, wait, that doesn't work. You can do like an observer clock or something. Oops. So you do like, basically you do it like, God, I hate trying to place observers. It's just the worst. I really hate that method of, I don't know why they added a new block with, I guess it's not that new, but where it's placed that way. Anyway, you push this into place and then that's a clock. So that's pretty small. And then maybe you can fit an etho clock into here, and I don't know. I think there's some unnecessary, like I don't think you need this block or this block in here. Oh, you do. Okay. Well, today I learned. So if I summon item, yeah, I need like, I don't know what the command would be. I guess I just need to actually try it, and so it'd be like obsidian block here. Let's just like make sure this works. So, oops, this way. So I'm gonna just leave this going. And wait for them to grow. I mean, we'll do other things, but we'll wait for them to grow up and see if any eggs make their way in here. And I'm gonna actually, it might matter, so I'm gonna fill the rest of this with some obsidian. Because I don't know, like it might be that the egg like pops up and out. I don't think so, because I think if it did that, it would go in the hopper. Yeah, this is just a proof of concept. I'm not. Okay, that's gonna be annoying. Anyway, so we've got a bunch of baby chickens in there, and they're not suffocating. So that's good. Yeah, they are inside that hopper. The hopper is definitely not like a full block that suffocates you, right? Because it's, I mean, just think about what a hopper is if you were inside of it. You wouldn't suffocate if your head was inside of a hopper, right? Because there's a little bowl. Oh, they might suffocate when they become a chicken? I don't think so. Chickens are less than a block tall. Yeah, I don't think they would. In 1.13 they have an actual block model. But I don't think the block model has anything to do with suffocation. I think like blocks that suffocate you take up the entire, like suffocate you for that entire block if your head's in that block. Maybe I'm wrong. Could be wrong. Yeah, they do have an actual block model. You can kind of see like if I hover over it or not. It like the wireframe around it or whatever. If they were in the hopper, they wouldn't be standing on the obsidian. Yeah, I know they're not in the hopper. I'm just saying that their heads like. Anyway, it's not. I don't think it can suffocate you. Here. Here, let's just try it with a chicken, because I can summon a chicken very easily. Hopper. Whoops. Summon chicken till it rest. I guess I should just use this, huh? Oh. Okay. Okay. So we'll test two things. We'll test like, this will test the full thing, but this will be a faster test. Oh, I could probably merge like data merge type equals chicken, sort equals nearest, limit equals 1. Let's see. What's its where's the countdown timer for laying an egg? Egg lay time. So we laid an egg. Yeah, it should be coming out here and it's not. You know what? This dropper was probably not actually pointed to the side, was it? Okay, well... Where's the eggs? Oh, there's eggs on the ground. There's 2 eggs on the ground here. There's probably actually more than 2. 9, yeah. So they don't actually go into the hoppers. Science. This doesn't work. I'm kind of relieved this doesn't work because it was like on sketchy ground anyway because of that like chicken egg thing. There is some kind of randomness involved there. I'm still gonna let this experiment finish because like maybe there's something different about how chickens grow into adults. I should have put glass on top so I could actually see. I'm gonna do that now actually. Because I should be able to see their heads peeking through once they grow up, I think. I want to... Oh, here. Yeah. Huh, okay, so they're kind of like stuck in this little tiny space here. That's interesting. Yeah, it might be a slightly different, like, given how they spawned. I don't think chickens rely on random tick speed. Like, the random tick speed is just for the random ticks, which are for blocks. Like, the point is that, like, a random tick is every tick, n blocks per chunk get random ticked, and that causes, like, growth and redstone ore to stop shining and stuff like that. Yo, hey Selden123, thanks for the $6. Hi Minecraft. Hi, Minecraft is the best game ever, and hello and cheerio. Now cheerio. Okay. Alright. Yeah, thank you. Minecraft is pretty great. I'm kind of rediscovering it. Alright, so that's probably not going to work, which is kind of good. I'm kind of glad about that. Okay. Any other ideas? Yeah. If there was some other like infinite source of items, then that would allow us to do cool things with despawn clocks. But I don't know that there's other non-random infinite sources of items. Is there a reason behind this challenge? Fun. Fun is the reason. You know what I should do is eat. The question is, should I end the stream and eat or not? I feel like we're kind of at an impasse and have been for the last hour or so. I guess we experimented with this. This is good to like experiment. Yeah, so rail duping, carpet duping, I've been told require 2 blocks of height, and we don't have room for that. Well, I'm only going to eat on stream if like if I think the stream is going to keep going, but like as it is, I'm not sure what to do. I'm not sure like what to try. I kind of thought that somebody would come on the stream or come on in the chat and like tell me this is stupid and there's a much more compact way to do it. But it's not seeming like that. I just had an idea. I want to try something real quick. I don't think this is gonna work, but yeah, okay. Let me just try this real quick and just see what happens. It's the way to like maybe compact it a little bit more. So like, what if I did the? God, I hate placing these. Like this. Like, what does this do? What does this do when you do it like this? I don't think. Again, I don't think this is gonna be at all good, but. Then redstone block. In order for this to work, this would have to like pulse in order to block this. Maybe there is like an amount of timing where that would work, but not in any like lower amount of space. Because you could actually fit 2 of these into a 5x5 area. Like this takes up slightly less than half of the area. Non-sticky pistons aren't going to work, I'm pretty sure. Wait, maybe. Actually, maybe. Maybe there is a way to make that work. Yeah. Let me just check that out. If they're both based on observers. Oops. Okay, is there any way to make this work at all? Like, what if I did this? What would happen? And by that I mean, wait, no. I need observers. I still need observers. So hold on. What if I did? I don't know. What if I did it like this? Sticky piston. Okay, what does this do right now? No, I need the signals to be flipped. When this empties out, I want to push this one. I don't think there's going to be a way to do that. Oh, is that... Oh, this is a sticky piston. I meant for this to be a regular piston. Maybe I do want a sticky piston here and a sticky piston here. So that it'll just like pull it when it's ready. Huh. Wait, maybe this... No, there's no way this works. Is there? No. Okay. Okay. Good. I'm just trying to figure out a way to make this work with observers. Like maybe there's a way to make it smaller with observers, just because of they allow you to do. Oh, what if I did like? I mean, this isn't gonna work either, but. This is going to pulse back and forth here. Mario Maker 2, really? I don't know. What's the justification for making Mario Maker 2 versus just updating Mario Maker? I guess Mario Maker was for Wii U, and they want to make one for Switch. Okay. I have a hard time seeing that being like super interesting. I think maybe a lot of people got it out of their system with the first one, but if it's a lot different, then maybe, yeah. They added slopes. Okay. Yeah, people really wanted slopes. I don't know that that's that like great, but piston observer flip-flop thing. Yeah, the thing is that takes up too much space. It takes up a lot of space. Like, it's gonna end up being like, oops. Like, oops. Like it'll be like this, right? So like this might work. Yeah, so this does work. It looks like. Okay. Yeah, this is stupid. I don't even want this to work. This is just a way of propagating the signal from here to here, basically, with pulses. It is kind of cool because this doesn't rely on like the sticky piston arms being extended to prevent each other from whatever, but this takes up the entire thing. No, it leaves a 4x1 area here, I guess, or 5x1 area over here. Yeah, it's 4x5. So like, yeah, you could do this. It'd be pretty equivalent to the one we have over there, except you could fit. You can only, yeah, you won't be able to fit as many hoppers or yeah, hoppers in. So the longest time we got so far is, well, the longest one I've built on this world is 22. It's over here. There are 21.5 days, but somebody said they built a 25-day one. I haven't checked that one out yet, though. You can ditch the observers next to the comparators if you switch them with no blocks. You can ditch the observers next to the comparators. These? Oh, no. Yeah, this has to be... I just want this to pulse, because, like... Oh, actually... So I can't put redstone here because it'll block the signal from the comparator. Like a redstone block. These I'm using to get a 1-tick pulse to the pistons. Maybe that doesn't matter. Wait, maybe that doesn't matter. No, it does. For sure it does. Right? Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, I would have to invert it, which takes the same amount of space. So this is a design, technically. This is a 4 wide design. Technically. So this is, yeah, I don't know. Infinite timers, yeah, infinite timers are easy. You just have any clock is an infinite timer. I didn't. Or just, I guess also just nothing. If the box was empty, you just... Here, okay, I'm gonna make an infinite timer. Ready? Let's start it right. 3, 2, 1, go. Mission accomplished. Anyway, that's an infinite timer. Is wandering allowed? What do you mean wandering? This isn't a long. It's only been 3 hours 17 minutes. It's not a long stream, but it probably is wrapping up soon. I don't know. Got an idea you're working on. A hopper fed dropper that only fires the TNT when the droppers with the connected droppers run out. What? A hopper fed dropper. Connected. Chain of hoppers that feed a dropper. Yeah. A bunch of that over here. So this is the item despawn one, and it has a chain of hoppers that fill the item despawn one, and then this is like a hopper clock one. So we have a hopper clock powering this dropper every 4 minutes, and it's fed by this chain of hoppers. Oh, this one could be improved probably by changing some of these to droppers. Because, like, a bunch of these get powered every few seconds, or not every 4 minutes. Like this one and this one and this one all get powered automatically, just as part of this clock. Every 4 minutes. So we could actually expand that one a little bit, but oh, they grew up, and some of them escaped. Some of them didn't. All right. So it's already a little weird and kind of random, but all right. I can spam, right? In creative mode. I can't? I thought every click killed in creative mode. Maybe I'm thinking of like a thing I did for the building game, where every click, everyone was at 1 hit point or something. Die. Okay. Alright, so we still have a few chickens left in there. It is, like, a little bad that randomness is causing chickens to escape. Also, they could, like, potentially escape and land on the pressure plate. I'm not really... Because some of them, like, went off through the side here, I think. Anyway. No eggs in this hopper yet. I think they've probably laid some eggs. I don't see any eggs. Yeah, maybe they haven't yet. Oh, chicken wandering. No. Yeah, no, nothing. No reliance on mob AI because it's random. Flint and steel with a dropper / dispenser. The random tick speed is going to cause fire never to, like, it's, yeah, you can't use that. If that's what you're talking about. Like, you should assume fire tick is off and, egg laying is random. No, sorry, egg laying isn't random. The eggs from the dispenser are random. Egg laying happens every 10 minutes. So you just need this dispenser to spawn enough chickens that you'll definitely get enough eggs to... Yeah, the full list of rules is in the stream title. There's a link to a Google Doc. Yeah, this is not like... I shouldn't have even built it in here. This is just a proof of concept to see whether or not we can capture eggs and get an infinite supply of eggs. So far, no. Well, even if egg laying is random, if you can reliably get enough chickens that, like, you get a full dispenser, it doesn't matter if it's random. Or dropper, whatever. Like, the point is as long as, like, the total time of the timer does, like, the duration of the timer doesn't change by more than a couple %, you're fine. It's not going to affect, like, if we get too many eggs, that's fine. They'll just despawn on their own. It's just only a problem if we get too few eggs, and that causes random variance. What do you do with the eggs? You use a dropper to drop them on the ground onto a pressure plate and use the 5-minute despawn timer from the eggs to drive a clock. Is there some way we can turn one item into multiple items? Like we're feeding one item at a time into these droppers, but if we could, like, I don't know, like, if you could automatically turn a coal block into 9 coal, like, somehow, then you could probably get more compact item storage. Let's see. Where's my Twitter? I don't know where my Twitter page went. I can't find my Twitter anymore. Maybe I closed it? Oh, here it is. Twitter. Melons? Can you... Oh, you, like, break the melons or something? And then you need to get it into a dropper. Yeah, so you need to get the items from the, like, okay, so wait, you can, like, dispense, can you dispense melon blocks, or how would you actually get the melon block to break? And you also, you would need dirt, right? Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. I don't think there's any way to turn it from an item into an item. Boats? Okay. Boats could work. Let's see. So you would dispense it into water. So let's see. Let's actually do this in here because then we can put water down. So you, like, does this work? Let's actually leave that alone. So you have water. So can we get boats? Boats don't stack though. Boats aren't going to be useful. But I don't even know if this works. Just trying to get like any signal that I can into this. God, just let me. Okay, it put the boat way up here, but maybe it wouldn't if. If there was a ceiling. It still does. Yeah, so I don't think you're gonna be able to get that boat. Oh, maybe if you had a big enough area underneath. All right. Well, I don't really think it's gonna be useful. Yeah, I don't think you can turn melons from items into melons into like sliced melon items. Items using up durability. Interesting. So flint and steel I don't think would really be helpful because the durability on a flint and steel isn't like bigger than a stack because they don't stack, right? If you could do it with like a... Yeah, it's the same as a stack of items. So you're not going to get like more activations out of a flint and steel than you will out of just like a stack of items. So I don't think that's going to be particularly great. Oh, somebody laid an egg. They're on the ground. Yeah, I don't think they're going to make it into here. Oh, unbreaking. Yeah, unbreaking is random. What about fire charges? A stack of despawn timers doesn't like get you any extra time. Like, how do you put them together in a way to get extra time? Well, if your thing lasts years in real life, then the randomness of breaking wouldn't be entirely negligible because it could mean the difference of like days or weeks or even more. So, no, that's not a good argument. Hopper dropper fighting system. I'm not sure what that means. I mean, I know what that means. I'm not sure how you like use it. Why is there a chest in this design? Oh, I see. You like... Oh, I see. That waits until the chest fills up or something. No, the dropper velocity thing, like it's really easy to put a bound on the amount of like variance that can cause, because per 5-minute item, the variance is like 2 or 3 ticks, like game ticks. Like the amount of time that it takes for the item to drop onto the pressure plate, like that really only varies by like 3 ticks per 5 minutes. So it's like much less than 1%. Whereas the randomness from unbreaking could potentially cause like several percent change, depending on how many. I mean, it like depends on how many flint and steel you have, but like there is a lot of averages, but the variance is still going to be several percent, I think. Like each flint and steel could probably take between like, you know, 200 and 300 clicks to use. And so if you have multiple flint and steel, it'll bring the variance down, but it's still going to be several percent. El Crapo, was that using like a different design, or is it just like a tweaked version of something that we've already done? Yeah, significantly random is kind of arbitrary. I'm not going to deny that. I just think that like the pressure plate thing is so insignificant. It obviously falls on the correct side of randomness. Integer overflow. Okay, that's kind of interesting to me, Adrian Kenobi. Oh, yeah. I mean, you can tweet if you have a design that is better than all the other designs so far. Feel free to tweet it at me, and I can take a look at it later. But if it's like a tweak of a current design, I'm not going to try and build it right now. I want to try and find something actually new. Minecart furnace velocity because it's so slow. I don't think there's any way to actually fuel a minecart furnace. Yeah, we tried over here to get the chickens on top of the... I don't know. I think if the chickens were high enough that they could spawn eggs into the hopper, then they would also suffocate in the obsidian that's above it. I think you should try pushing minecart hoppers with pistons and slab/snow layers. Or using angled rails to... I don't know what you would do even if you got a minecart hopper on top of another block. Like, I don't know how that's useful. How did I fit a hopper clock in there? I took one of the sides, and basically this is the hopper clock. This is just a dropper instead of the hopper, but took one of the sides and moved it around to the side instead of like this, which is the traditional way. So normally it's 2x6. This is a little bit different. It activates whenever you place a block above the timer dropper. Whenever you, how are you going to place a block above the timer dropper? Yeah, the best design so far is about 25 days. It's based on 5-minute item despawn timer on a pressure plate. Oh, you're saying that starts it? You're saying that starts it. Okay, so it's based on the, yeah, okay, it's based on the pressure plate item despawn thing. All right, so that's fine. If you want to tweet it to me and it's really long, then that's fine. I'll take a look at it later. I don't want to look at it during the stream. Actually, here, I'll... Oh, but I see. It's longer, but it also relies on being able to place a button somewhere I'm not allowing you to place a button. Yeah, arrow despawn on a button is just going to be 1/5 as long as item despawn on a pressure plate. Yeah, bone mealing with a dispenser isn't allowed. Because it's random. Right? Wait, is it random? Maybe it's not. I guess I'm not sure how you're saying to use that. Yeah. Yeah, okay, it's random. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, it grows every time. But that, yeah, that's not like I don't think that's really a useful clock or anything. And also you would have to like somehow replant or something. Yeah, so here's the binary clock that I posted on my stream. Sorry, what? Posted in my video last week. But you can't really fit that many in, and this ends up... And you need some clock to drive it to, so anyway, this ends up being 12 seconds. It's not really that good. Yeah. But, so you destroy the piston, replant with a dispenser, but like... It's going to be like fairly big, and it's also going to be like a fairly fast clock. So I don't think that's going to be useful. Like you need the clock to either be like significantly smaller than the hopper clock and still last like a while, or you need the counter to be significantly smaller than the hopper dropper counter. And still contain a lot, like still count pretty high before overflowing and resetting. Also, I don't know if you can even grow seaweed on top of obsidian. It seems like you probably couldn't. Oh, okay. It sounds like you can. Slow down the hopper clock with an additional clock. I don't think that's more efficient. Like, so here's the hopper clock. So in order to slow it down, we would have to have like another clock right here that's like on most of the time and pulses off. And that's going to cut off the like supply of extra items to the counter dropper. So like if you could come up with a clock that pulsed off every like I could see that being viable. Like it's sort of like the whatever the percentage of time that it's off. So if you, hang on, that actually might be pretty good. If you could have a clock that's... All right, I'm just going to copy and paste this whole thing, and we're going to try that out real quick. Oops. So we're saying take out all this crap. And then we want like some pretty long clock, or like not, it doesn't have to be that long. It just has to like So what I think would make sense is you have like a torch here that's like freezing it most of the time. Is that going to affect this dropper? I think it will. Anyway, or maybe like a sticky piston. I don't know. Oh, there's... Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, this thing overfilled. Oh, jeez. Here. Okay. I think we're fine now. Yeah, the clock was stopped working. So you have like this piston. Why is this broken? I must... Oh, it's probably because of this. Okay. Sure. No, I'm not sure how you, like, I'm not sure how you make a clock that fits into this space. That, like, powers this without interfering with the comparator. And also, like, is only pulses off for a very short amount of time. Yeah, I don't know. This is not a lot of space to work with. Yeah, so despawn clock does do that, but it also has a limited supply of items. Like, the despawn clock is really never going to be useful for this. Like, despawn clock will never be useful with anything else except for, like, hoppers supplying it. No, I didn't eat food yet. I'm getting hungry. Chain of despawn timers isn't longer. No. It takes some thinking, but you can probably figure out why if you think pretty hard. You cannot do anything with despawn timers except supply a larger stock of items to despawn. Anything else you try and do is not going to make it last any longer. Or not significantly longer anyway. When I was at Microsoft, I mostly did prototyping. I wonder if there's anything else you could put in a dispenser that would be interesting. Like, does the dispensers page on Minecraft Wiki like does it list the things that it works with? If there's something else interesting. You can equip a player, you can shoot an arrow, you can place a boat if there's water, bone meal, bottle of enchanting eggs, snowball, splash potion, lingering potion. Bucket collects stuff. Fire charge launches a fireball. Fireworks rocket, flint and steel. Buckets of things. Mine carts. Player heads. Interesting. And bucket and pumpkins. Spawn egg, of course. TNT. I wonder if there's a clock using TNT that's like really compact. Probably not. I don't see how exactly you would do anything with that. Trident. Shears. Shears a sheep. Yeah, but there's no way to get sheep, right? Okay. Like if you just dispense TNT into a little obsidian chamber, it wouldn't affect the rest of the stuff. Skelecorp, I can, and I did. Okay. Yeah, the furnace and lava buckets thing doesn't work because you can't really extract items or place in new items to burn. So it would just like go until it's done, and then you can't reuse that furnace at all. Yeah, so like I could dispense TNT and use the TNT as a timer, but like I don't think I'm gonna get a signal out of that to like loop it. And like it's probably not like that's not gonna be any better than the like because it uses up the TNT, so it's not gonna be any better than the item despawn timer. I'm hungry. What are we trying to make? We're trying to make the longest possible delay between pressing a button and TNT igniting. And the mechanics for that delay have to be contained inside a 5x5 and 1 block tall area. Yeah, we've been talking about flint and steel, but flint and steel only has 64 durability. So it's like, and it doesn't stack. So it's like the same as, yeah, it would have to last 5 minutes to even come close to the same as like a despawn clock. And I don't know of a way to make a flint and steel last that long. I think you just kind of need a smaller clock or a smaller counter, smaller resettable counter. What if you all right, let me try something. Let me think of something here. So if you had say you have two droppers facing each other. And you provide a signal to both. But like one is powered already and the other isn't. So like, so here, that drops into there again. And then we like toggle which one is powered. I don't think it's going to end up being more compact, but this is like basically the same thing as the hopper thing. I will want this. I don't know if I need that. The observer might need, I don't need the dropper. Okay. So like, okay, I kind of have an idea here. I don't think it's going to be more compact, but whoops. Let's see. When this gets empty. Okay, let's just do this. So what? Oh, the comparator's not reading from... Oh, I see. Okay, let's put this on the other side. Oh, I can't put it on the other side. Shoot. Okay. Observers are annoying to work with. Like, because they face only a certain direction. I don't know. I guess they'd be more annoying if they read signals from everywhere nearby. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's going to work like I want it to. Like, I need an observer going into a... Whatever. Observer... Piston... Comparator... Block... Still not reading it, because of course not. Okay. Except this isn't gonna... yeah, the observer's not observing anything. Whatever. Okay. Yeah, it's just getting one item at a time. I wish there was a way... there was a way to easily make the observer only trigger on like one edge of the redstone pulse. Like if there was a block that only updated when it got a pulse or something. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna do what I want it to do. 5 by 5 by 1 or 5 by 1 by 5. It's like this. All right. Well, anyone have any other ideas? Leaf stone? I don't know. Yeah, the binary counter hasn't been very useful so far. Try using locking repeaters. Note blocks only pulse when being powered, but then they pulse twice. Like powered on, powered off. Or do they? Oh, maybe they don't. Okay, hold on. Let's try that. That might actually be what I'm thinking of. Okay, so hit this. This. Two droppers. Comparator. Note block. Alright, this isn't going to be quite as compact as I want it to be. Well, I can just test this real quick. Yeah, it does it on both edges. There's a powered and unpowered state of the note block. Welcome back, C. Cohen here. Thanks for resubbing for 22 months. What triggered me to get back into Minecraft? I said it in the video that the first Redstone video I posted last week. My friend's kid asked me if I knew of a way to make a sequential combo lock, and I didn't, so I wanted to try it, and then I kept trying other things too. All right. Well, this didn't work. I am gonna go and eat lunch and not do this anymore. I'll make a video about this. So if you have a design that you think lasts longer, I think the record was 25 days. I'm not sure if that person tweeted it to me, but tweet it to me. Tweet me, and I'll look at different designs and see what the best one is, and I'll add it to the list. And I'll credit you, of course. And please don't just copy someone else's design or anything like that. You did 26.8 days. All right, well tweet that over, because that might be the best so far. But yeah, I'm gonna end the stream. Thanks for watching, everybody. This was fun. It's cool. I feel like it was a pretty interactive stream, which I always like. All right, Jake LP21 just post it in chat right now, and I'll try and put a picture of it with your name in it, and I'll open it in a tab, and then I'll be able to credit you too. Miko, here. It's okay. Good boy. Miko, come here. It's okay. Miko, say goodbye to the stream. Bye, everyone. Want to say goodbye? No? Okay. Thanks for watching.